yesterday I was walking my dog. This is the afternoon, John, and I'm seeing furniture covers down.
Thank you for joining Gamer on Gung-Ho Nature as LA is up in flames.
The palms down, and I think we're in big
and I thought it would be pretty
because
appropriate to play that in the background while it's actually going on. As we make our way to the beach.
You know, we see wind here occasionally, but nothing like this. So,
and
yeah,
it's crazy. Just as this Uber Eats guy, gal, I don't know. Oh no, I misgendered them somehow.
Residents being evacuated. This is up in the Eaton Canyon area. These are seniors being rescued.
Here comes the angry mob.
It's a he, she, you bitch.
A lot of people disabled, having trouble getting out on their own, and firefighters.
Get them away from me. Where is the plague? I know it's coming. I'm expecting locusts soon. The fuck is that? We got Pyramid Head in here.
For those residents, but we're told everybody out safely, which is certainly good to hear.
One of the most democratic places in America. And they're reaping what they sow. One eat curdler at a time. It is a fucking food service worker. We got problems. These motherfuckers definitely fit. Oh wait, no. That's the one that has been over here stealing half of my meal and trying to make it look like she didn't. She carries her own stapler. Bitch. I know what you've been doing. You've been eating half of my chalupa ingredients. Picking out the good stuff from my chipotle bowls. Eat a wrench, bitch. Trying to make a buck out here. Damn. Yeah, it's getting nasty down here in the sewer. This chick is totally standing in flying embers, wearing her favorite accessory, a mask, and some ski goggles. The video footage from these fires is biblical. That's what I did already. Got the fuck out of there. And that's what they tell everybody. Evacuate.
I was like, wow, I think I'm gonna get emotional and just kind of choked back tears. It's really hard to see just completely into some of these garages that are burning.
Yes, we've made it to the sea where everything can burn behind us.
What family lived there? What items are they leaving behind and coming back to nothing?
Yeah, just a sense of the ferocious conditions.
Just a beautiful game in a shittiest city.
Never seen anything like it, and this is becoming.
And look at that, there is some kind of hive mind going on here. I'm leaning more and more towards alien.
It seems like every time,
and less some kind of Ukrainian lab outbreak.
We haven't had rain in 8 months. And, you know, we say,
yeah, that's right. We're supposed to be about 4.5 inches by now normally, but no.
It's really a bad situation right now.
Emergency shelters
California is a shithole. They closed off the water from the Colorado River and they're shipping it straight into the sea. So many lakes and waterways don't exist anymore. And all the farms are growing little round patches of green instead of whole green fields.
Canyon Boulevard is open, and I know
this is
in
creepy.
The last hour, Mark Brown was talking about how we really need our officials. Obviously, they are working extremely hard, but
yeah,
we would
worship
love
those officials.
To get some more news conferences
and your
so that we can
all-seeing
get the latest as these fires unfold.
No one is coming to save you. Yeah, they told you to leave so your house could burn. If you stayed, you could use a fire hose to put the shit out. Some lady saved her house by going back against their orders and put out a bush that would have burned her house down. So stupid. Do not listen to your leaders. The scariest thing you can ever hear is, I am from the government, and I am here to help. Oh, the poor animals. I'm more concerned about the animals. Where will they get their next $100 shiatsu massage? And Kobe beef burger?
Yeah, John, particularly
Poor
right
animals.
now we're at the Pasadena Jewish
Survive,
Center
kill,
and
rebirth,
Temple
slay,
that's
feed,
here.
fury.
This is a
Anger,
pretty
meat,
big building.
devil.
It seems like there are classrooms in different rooms, pretty expansive.
Their priorities
Before
are
we were on the other side, and it was
pretty random.
completely burned down. We're not even talking about framework.
So
It was
the password
completely
is
burned
kill,
down.
feed,
Looked
meat.
almost like a bomb had went off. There were just a couple pieces of the building
Yeah.
that were still
Yeah,
standing.
tomorrow's
Some of
not
the
gonna look
roofing
pretty
that was
out there.
hanging off, but fires are still burning in rooms there. And
Always
firefighters here have been
check
trying
the
to get a
toilet.
handle on this side of the building. This is also the center and the temple still on fire. It has been on fire for more than an hour.
Yeah, that
since
Jewish
we've
temple
gotten
is
here.
going up.
We're seeing a lot of water
Is
on the
this
ground.
horror?
The firefighters, Pasadena
I
City
would say,
Fire,
but
which
it's good
is
TV.
on the other side of this center, they currently have a ladder up, which you may be able to see through the trees and these embers, but they have a hose at the top, and they've been trying to
Screamer.
extinguish the fire from that angle.
She's
up
calling her
top.
friends.
And so, a very fluid situation out here.
I got feet for
Smoking
this.
embers are really dangerous because they're basically flying and reigniting.
You shut the fuck up.
Parts, and so
Got her all
you can
dazed
see
and
the
confused while she's
roof
wearing a
completely
goddamn
on
helmet.
fire. We can see some
Of course.
the framework on this side of the building where we're
The
standing.
CNN newscasters
The
came
other side
prepared.
completely burned down. Definitely heartbreaking to see.
Take that.
We've been hearing pops throughout the
Oh,
morning,
slow-mo.
which could possibly be propane tanks on the property. From where we're standing, we can actually feel the water,
Apex Predator
from the
trophy
hose that's
earned.
on the ladder at the
But I
top.
still got my ass
buildings around
kicked.
this center
I know, it was a
also on fire,
posthumous
but further
trophy.
down
I'm
the
fine with
street,
that.
we can see homes and businesses are completely fine, and so to see the difference of what's happening just miles apart here in Pasadena is just incredible and incredibly saddening to
Whoa.
see here. You can see that some of the brush
He flosses a
in the
little
bottom
too
of
deep.
this building is on fire. I'm not quite sure if this is a part of the center, but
What
it
the
does
hell?
look like it is
Wow.
part of the Jewish temple.
I never
center
finished
here.
my work.
And so it seems like firefighters are trying to prioritize certain areas that they have to extinguish and kind of moving
I'm a man of my
around here. But this
word.
hose that just went on about maybe 15, 20 minutes ago, that has definitely been a key part in extinguishing this fire. I'll send it back to you guys.
I put out my own fires, bitch.
Check in on your friends, your family members.
Shut your mouth, fool.
These affected areas. Ask them how they are.
Taste
if they're
my
safe.
Far Cry fury.
Open your home up to
Oh,
them. I know
okay.
I've received about 5 or 6 texts already. Just Rachel, I see you live in one of the areas that's seeing a fire. How are you doing? Let's check in with Mark Cotorobles, who is tracking the latest now on the Eaton fire.
Yeah, we're just checking in with you. We're really in the same area, but for viewers who are just tuning in, we know people are waking up and wondering what's happening. This is Valley Lights Drive here in Upper Hastings Ranch. In this home, in the darkness, in the smoke, you might be able to see just the chimney right up here is really the only thing standing here beyond the driveway of the
January
home.
8th,
Absolute
2025.
devastation here in the Upper Hastings
California
Ranch
is
community.
burning.
I'm a resident of Pasadena.
Well,
We were
the places
initially
no one really cares about. We have $1 million landscaping. I do feel bad about the pets and the old people.
Officer from the city of Pasadena, and I do believe they are expanding evacuation warnings.
Smoke inhalation is no joke.
The city of Pasadena down south to the 210 freeway. A fear that this fire actually could move west. According to the alert that I got, there's even concern for the Chevy Chase Canyon area all the way over to La Cañada because of this fire. And
Yeah,
possible
Malibu
embers.
is burning.
So we're going to go over that information and try
Let's
to
go to
clarify
Venice
and make
Beach.
sure we're giving the best update.
I've been waiting
But certainly
this whole
Pasadena
playthroughs to
Fire
get here.
Concerned about the situation, concerned about the wind, and that evacuation.
Yeah, they're
orders
definitely
are
hyping this up.
expanding. That is according to
But then again, they're saying they haven't had fires of this magnitude in these areas ever. But in 2017, the whole mobile home community, Oak Ridge or whatever, burned down 500 units. So I don't know what they're talking about.
So resources are coming in despite frustration from some people I've spoken to, wondering where are all the firefighters.
At least we got the buses lined up for the deportees.
So that is the consensus. That is the attitude around here. A lot of people have left. Most everyone who has, but people who are still here.
Let me go and personally check all the fluids and tire pressure. Make sure they all have scabies and pinworms ready to go.
Everybody got out in time. We'll send it back to you.
Okay, Mark, thank you for that. Just devastation in Eaton Canyon, to Pasadena, Pacific Palisades, and of course the Silmar fire watching as well. And I think we're getting some video of Palisades High School, which has been damaged significantly. Look at this. Boy, tremendous amount of damage. You can see the flames pouring out of there, and you can see how that wind is pushing those flames. That's been the story.
Oh,
just incredible
wasted
winds.
it.
This was the first of the 3 fires
Don't
to
waste
break
that
out.
one. Shit.
It started yesterday and quickly moved through those expensive neighborhoods, beautiful neighborhoods that you just don't expect to see go up in flames like this. But many, many homes have been lost, and now you're seeing even the local high school has been, boy, it looks like quite a bit of damage. I don't want to say it's been destroyed, but several buildings clearly have been burned completely. And firefighters have quite a struggle on their hands because we still have this wind for several more hours to
Just
go.
checking.
In the Pacific Palisades fire, nearly 3,000 acres burned so far, 0% containment. As John was just saying, obviously homes, multiple structures damaged, destroyed, as we're seeing in this video. Thousands of people under mandatory evacuation orders, evacuation warnings issued in part of Santa Monica. And there are evacuation shelters in place for anyone who is impacted by this fire. This is the Pacific Palisades fire. You can go to Westwood Recreation Center. That is on Sepulveda Boulevard. You can also go to El Camino Real Charter.
Repent, and
Valley
thou
Circle
shalt
Boulevard,
be
but how
saved.
terrifying these images are.
My work here is done. The street
Just
preacher
incredible.
signing out. No, just kidding. We're going to be with this for a little while playing this game
You know, there's a lot going on.
in a
Honestly,
safer
for the
environment.
past few years, all the insurance companies, they've been canceling the insurance companies, and is only
And the only way I like to
California
visit
federal
LA,
plan that is-
coastal cities,
is available here.
digitally.
So I'm pretty sure all this, half of these houses, they do not have any insurance or any.
Never
other
gives up when she's
insurance.
scented her
And we're
prey.
hoping that,
I mean, she
in the
sprayed 'em.
morning, that
Nasty
planes
premise.
can come in and just drop some water here and put out some water.
Miles up the coast. We're making our way to Santa Monica. I think the fire is spreading that direction. That's going to be pretty.
Is not available right now because the winds are so powerful. There are no helicopters, no fixed-wing aircraft flying over these fires. It's all on the ground, and that is like fighting a fire with your hands tied behind your back in these incredibly
It's my
windy
bread and
conditions.
butter.
Let's check in with Irene Cruz. She's covering the Palisades fire for us. Irene.
Yeah, John, we've actually moved locations because we wanted to get you a
Burger
better
66.
vantage point, better
That
perspective
doesn't
of
sound
what
like a
we're
bad
seeing
idea at
this
all.
morning. And I want to show you, it's a
Little
very
road
active
food.
scene. We're here in Pacific Palisades off Sunset and Chautauqua Boulevard, and you can see multiple
You got rats in the beds.
structures currently on fire.
I'd look into
We're hearing
that.
Popping noises, little hot spots, embers have been flying
It's
up
a
into
rat
the air,
burger.
also flying and skittering across the ground. So it has been
Lenina
quite
Huxley.
dangerous in terms of avoiding those, just to make sure that we don't catch fire and nothing
I said
close
no
to
blue
us
cheese,
or our
motherfucker.
equipment catches fire. But this is a very scary situation for a lot of
Whoa, there's all
these
kinds of
buildings
electricians.
because
Goddamn
the
Edison.
wind is moving incredibly fast. Like I mentioned, the embers are flying up into the air.
Pulling all these
and
felons.
It's so easy for those embers to just catch on to a nearby palm tree or brush and,
Whoa, he's gonna blow.
spread very quickly with these
God
gusty
damn it.
winds. Maybe about an hour ago, they
Going
had
up like an e-bike.
they had really calmed down, but now it's starting to really pick up. We're seeing more.
Whoa,
and more
that's
of
just
those gusts.
beautiful. Ah.
As you can see here, the fire crews
I'll
have
take that to
worked
go,
very hard,
please.
and there's just giant pool of water here from all the
Look at that.
water they've been using to put
Got
out
anatomy
these
lessons
hotspots
happening over here.
and also these structure fires.
Medulla
But you
oblongata.
can still see a lot of those flames still very active here on the side of the road.
Ah, we got some
That
people
water,
sleeping
that pool
upstairs
of
at their
water
burger
also
joint.
mixed with a lot of debris. You're
It's
seeing
economically
brush, you're seeing
viable.
pieces of palm trees. Over here you
I'm
can
dry.
see
A little bit of soda.
this fire crew over here just using water from the street, putting it into
Ah, just be glad it's not a Tesla on fire, bitch. That would be a problem, and you couldn't even throw water on it. What's happening? Oh yes, ceiling lights.
So they're doing this in multiple different areas
Come on.
around Pacific Palisades.
Make myself a little
But again, this
staircase of
pool water
hot lava.
they used earlier,
Yeah, hot
mixed
lava
with the
salva.
street
That didn't work.
knocked over from the
I'm dying.
gusty winds overnight.
Dying is
And
happening.
it's a
Shit,
mess
shit
here
walls,
on
Jimmy.
Sunset
I'm still getting
Boulevard,
fucked up.
but, wow, it is been a tough month
Thank
for
God
those
for open-air
firefighters out
drug
there.
legality.
Again, let's show you some more visuals of
Oh,
what
that's
we're
not funny.
seeing.
Yes, it is.
That is a big gust of wind.
It's funny to watch.
And something I do want to show
Doing
you
the electric
how
boogaloo,
quickly
and there's no
these
one there.
embers are moving. I don't know if I can get
There's
a
not
good
even a
vantage point.
boogaloo happening.
Maybe Jared, could you
It's
follow
a
me
good
this way
looking
around
hunting knife.
and
Yeah, I
see
got
if
one of
we
those
can
already.
show them how active these embers have been this morning.
Yeah, she's still walking around in her Minions
Take a look
suit
at
and
that.
mask.
Look at how fast they're moving,
Looking like a regular, useful idiot here. Simply good burgers at the end of the road. End of the road, alright. Dumps right into the sea.
And then sparking a whole new fire. So this is a very fluid
Take that, fat burger.
We're seeing things change quickly, and we're certainly
Skinned that motherfucker.
in terms of wind speeds and which structures are burned. I mean, just on the way here, I think I saw 4 homes.
Cheap shot. I know. Cheap shot.
John and Rachel. So
it's like this was New York or something.
And devastating to see for all these
You need help up there. Do you see the predicament I am in? Please, take a fucking number. Oh, you climbed up the wrong minivan. Oh, no, I threw the wrong explosive device too far away. What the fuck?
It's pretty scary to watch.
And to
Priorities.
see firefighters scooping up the water with the cone. Desperate, doing anything he can to put out those flames.
You're ferocious.
Irene, thank you. We'll be
I don't like it.
back in. Let's check in now
But that'll
with
handle
meteorologist
everybody.
Leslie
Thank you,
Lopez.
sir. You're a gentleman and a scholar.
Right, so 74 mile per hour winds would be the wind gusts that we're seeing. Some of them exceeding
I was
about
saving
82.
these.
Hurricane 474. So again, we have the very strong gusty winds. When we talk
Oh.
about severe threats, I mean, this is California's
Crack shot.
severe weather threat.
50-50
Santa Ana
completed.
winds. I have a couple cameras that I wanted to show
Got
you
50
right
of something.
now.
What,
You can
headshots?
see a glow out there. This
Am I
is
supposed
from
to
the
read that?
LAX airport. You're looking at the Palisades
This
fire.
guy's still here
Just off
juicing
in the
away.
distance.
You know what?
can
You're the
really
perfect
see
little
some of
booby
that
trap.
stuff
I love
going
it.
on in that particular area
Please,
from such a
can we
far
make some noise? How do you
distance.
whistle?
You're seeing a bit of a glow there. Now this is over into the
This is
Burbank airport
amazing.
cameras. This is looking out into
This is
Silmar.
excellent. Me and this guy are gonna make beautiful music together. Yo, come this way. Bring your friends.
Right
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
And then this
I'm
is
still getting
on
back from the
our,
trash can.
Studio building. This is over in Glendale.
Nice,
this is our
dude.
camera set
He's
on
not
top
even
of
taking
Glendale,
damage himself.
looking
This is
out towards
wonderful.
Pasadena. And this is the Hastings fire. Off to the left of your screen here, you're looking at the Eaton fire.
Sing it.
And that's active right now,
Sing it.
burning, and it looks like a complex is on fire.
Oh,
And
yeah.
unfortunately, in some of these areas, some of the
Mama
wind
Cass
gusts that
choked on
we're
that ham sandwich.
experiencing are just ferocious. I mean, and at times you have this ebb and flow
This
with the
beautiful
wind. So
distortion.
it feels like the winds are backing off some, and then all of a sudden you'll have this big burst of wind
Shock
that
and
lasts a
awe,
few short
zombie.
minutes, anywhere from 2 to 5
What you should
minutes,
call
and then it
yourself
backs
there.
off.
That's
Now, as we're getting into the
beautiful,
afternoon,
sir.
I do expect to see a big wind velocity drop. Now, I say big because it will be big enough for our firefighting effort to
She said firefighting.
Right now, they're just fastened to the ground because of the winds that are still very high, 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts around the area. We have
Okay, Hakeem Jeffries,
continue, unfortunately, through
firefighting.
even though I am saying at noon,
The Californian firefighters.
Unfortunately, I can't take out all of the wind. The wind will
Sounds like a
continue
burlesque
forward,
show.
even though they are
They
gonna be a little
blow
bit calmer
fireballs
by
out their
this
tuchus.
afternoon. And here's what it looks like as far as the forecasting of some of the winds near our fires.
Speaking of
this is over in
fireballs.
the Palisades, the Pacific Palisades fire, 30 to 40 mile per hour wind.
I should be able to
At
take out
times
a
we've been
Tesla
seeing gusts
battery.
about 85
Huck
miles
that
per hour.
fucker
Now, the
flaming.
Burbank, particularly the airport,
Like a tiki
several
torch from
hours
hell.
ago, we saw an 83 mile per hour wind gust roll through the Burbank
Here's a little
airport.
opportunity for some
When I was
exploding
talking to the
waves.
National Weather Service this morning,
Who wants some goddamn? I'm getting far less zombies than I deserve.
I've not seen an 83 mile per hour wind gust through Burbank, so that might be a historic wind burst through that area.
Do something, goddamn.
20 to 30 mile per hour winds through the Silmar area. This is a 50 mile
I'm
per hour
gonna use
wind
this
gust
on
just
one
below
person.
those foothills.
That looks like a big guy.
Unfortunately, head out
Come over
towards
here, muscle
Pasadena,
bitch.
And this is not a Santa Ana wind
You get it?
corridor. This
No, you
is
don't get it. You're too
really
big and
needs
dumb.
a different type of weather dynamic to produce Santa Ana winds
I said
in the
muscle
area.
bitch.
And what's
Do you get
happening
it?
here is we have mountain
God,
waves.
you get it for 50
Wind
bucks?
on top of the mountain
That's nasty,
yesterday,
and that's way
90
too much.
to 100 mile per hour winds, accompanied by the aerial
Boosh.
low pressure that was
Boosh
on the
nuggets.
side of those mountains.
Oh,
that
damn.
created a really cold air.
Return to
That
Quest area.
dynamic produced
What the fuck is the matter with you?
mountain waves, and all the mountain wave
I tried to run back in the
push
Quest area and got
down into the
clobbered.
foothills and down to the valley floor. And unfortunately, we had an area of high pressure encroaching on the region that did that. And so now we're looking at, again, 20 to 30 mile per hour winds, gusts of
Damn,
about
I heard
miles
80
per
mile
hour.
per hour
And
winds
so the
once.
sinking air is getting pressed
And they said they couldn't even
down,
fly the
pushing some of those
choppers because the
flames of
wind is just
out
blowing the
towards
water
valley
everywhere. Not to
floor
mention
and
it's
the
super
foothills.
dangerous
So again,
flying in
this
those kind
fire
of
in
winds.
particular looks
Super
like there's
gusty.
plenty of room and movement still because of how strong some of those winds are. I will
Oh,
also
shit.
let you know that if you are out towards
No.
Malibu, you're still dealing with 43 mile per hour
Okay,
winds.
okay, that was
These
kinda
are
cool.
So strong winds that have been consistently strong throughout the last several hours. And
Area
unfortunately,
attacks are
they're gonna
fictitious.
continue to stay consistently
Asswipe.
strong till about your lunch hour.
Could do
52
that too,
degrees out there in
fool.
the Simi Valley,
Oh,
50
oh,
out in the
maybe not as
Fillmore.
effectively.
Looking at
Sure,
30
sure.
mile per hour wind gusts
Come on,
into
bubblegum
Burbank.
shrimp.
And then
Eat
you'll
a dick.
notice as we move out towards Pasadena, which I
Ah.
don't often put
Take
even
that.
wind speeds in Pasadena, but look at 50 mile per hour wind
Oh,
gusts, which I don't often see, I haven't seen in
Oh, you got combos, big boy?
50 mile per hour winds through Pasadena, 16 through Glendale, and 36 mile per hour winds
I got
through
no qualms going from behind on a big guy.
Parts of the
Sure
Inland
used to
Empire,
the
along
pegging.
with Orange County, are getting hit really hard.
I've seen your girlfriend.
By the Santa Ana
She looks
winds.
like
Now, there are
walking
some
broccoli.
areas that are just kind of out
It's
of
disgusting.
the wind category, or we would
Yeah,
call
kind of like
wind
him with
profile
long hair
there.
and tits.
Chino Hills, one of those situational places
Her name is
that you would
Lola.
otherwise see really traditional Santa Anas.
And she always spells it. Why do you spell it? Stop spelling your name.
We're not seeing too much
I get it.
wind there, but that should change once we start to see the northerly winds turn to northeasterly.
Whoa.
This is the forecast. I wanted to show you this before
This chick still wants a
I
piece.
send it
Here's
over to
Muscle
Jay
Beach.
because it does give you an idea.
I'm telling you, I'm going on that
of when
keto
the areas of
diet.
support might be able to go up.
It sounds like the way to
Right
go.
around noon to 1, we see a
Scaffolding
really big
pipe.
drop in wind
Straight
speeds.
out of this.
That's over in the Pacific
Straight out of this.
Palisades area.
Equipment we
And
can
then this one
for
particularly
weaponry.
over into areas of Altadena, maybe even as early as late morning we could maybe
Oh, don't
see
you feel
some
right at home?
aircraft go up. So we're hopeful that
Aren't you going to try and sell me a CD for free and then give me a guilt trip when I don't want to buy it from you? Stupid asshole. I ain't tipping you. You said it was free.
Leslie, right now we're at the Terraces Park Marino.
Damn. All shapes and sizes working out over here. Thank goodness.
It is completely on fire. We just
Fatness
got
of America is about to come to an
extremely
end.
strong gust. I mean, you can see these
With this kind of
flames just
personality
coming out of
on the
window
battlefield.
here. You know, John earlier
Setting the example.
said that you could
Me and Mr. T
describe
here.
being in these winds almost like a hurricane.
We got the Black
I can
Richard
definitely
Simmons.
attest to that. I used to work in
Mama
the
Cass,
coast
back.
covering tornadoes and hurricanes, and these winds definitely feel almost like
Overwhelmed
hurricane
this.
force winds. When you get
And this
those
too.
gusts,
Excuse me
there's
for a
just no
moment while
telling
I
where these
slow-mo
flames are
kill
going to spread
you.
to. As you can see,
Oh,
obviously
oh,
everyone
oh.
has been evacuated from this assisting living center, but the heartbreaking thing is
Yes.
this entire
Take that,
building,
Karen.
all around it is just completely
Oh,
on
onesie.
fire. We can see
Really?
roofs, parts
This
of
is the
buildings
21st century, lady.
falling inside
Oh,
and
god
onto
damn
the
it, still not
ground.
dead.
If you pan
Still
to
not
the
dead.
other side,
But I got the rage, bitches.
also, this other area
You don't need
is
muscles, you need
completely on
speed,
fire.
boy.
You can see the devastation
And a
that's
fond
out here.
knowledge of
Not
the
that far from
human
here,
anatomy.
literally just feet away down the street, you have the Pasadena Jewish
Don't get up.
Temple and Center. That is completely on fire. We were
And
there
stop telling me no photography. You're in
showing
public.
you all of the destruction that's been there.
It's a public
It was
space.
almost like a bomb
This thing
had
is
gone
bull.
off there. It was just
Bullshit.
rubble, building on the ground. It almost looked like classrooms there, probably on fire.
I'm trying to listen to the fire.
The situation out here, these winds making it
You guys
really
creating
hard
trouble for me.
for firefighters to get a hold of this. Pasadena City Fire, they were over at the Jewish
Quiet
Center.
now.
There are
The
fire
Jewish
crews
center is on fire.
standby here at the assisted living center. I
Nice
believe
kicks,
that we were
Cholo.
here, one of our crews from our station here last night, showing people
All
getting
the other
evacuated
kids
in
with the
wheelchairs,
pumped up
in
kids
gurneys,
better
in
run,
stretchers.
better
And so
run
to imagine,
faster than my
how
Scaffolding.
heartbreaking it is for these people who
I don't
live
need that
here
shit.
to
I
have
got
to
my
pick up and
pistol
leave
and
at a
I'm
short
doing
notice.
good.
Just on the other
Doing
side
good
of
with
us, you
this.
could see someone even just abandoned
So
their car
random.
here. So people really just had to get what they could and rush out of here. This fire,
Characters, I love them.
we're not even
Diverse.
seeing peak winds, but these gusts are just
Damn.
extremely strong.
Realistic
And so a little
damage
worried to see
is
how
very
things
appealing
will
to
be in
me.
a couple of hours, because with the gusts are this
As
strong
is
now,
looting
I can't
booty.
imagine how it's going to be in about 2, 3, 4 hours.
Burning
But about
motherfuckers.
people-
Damn.
Okay, Jaysha, please be careful out there. Heartbreaking, devastating images. Jaysha Patel live in
Heartbreaking,
Altadena.
devastated
We're
images.
also following
Just using all the
breaking news
buzzwords,
on
all those
another wildfire
big
burning in
adjectives.
Sylmar, and this one is moving fast. This one broke out around 10:30 last night. So far, the Hurst fire has burned 500 acres. There is zero containment. Evacuation orders are in
What's that
effect for
noise?
people in the area north
Ooh, we got a
of
big
210
vulture
freeway
here.
from Roxford Street to the 514 freeway split, and people are being asked to evacuate now
Whoa,
due to this
I'm out.
rapidly
Nope, I got
moving
something.
fire. Several evacuation
Oh, he's a big
shelters
guy.
for people and pets have opened, so take
Hiding
a look at
behind all
this.
that fat.
One is at Ritchie Valens Recreation Center on Laurel
God damn, he's
Canyon
leading me.
Boulevard. A
How do you
second
lead me?
evacuation center is in
I guess you have to
Northridge
anticipate
Park
when
on
Red Lobster's
Reseda
open.
Boulevard, and another one at
Well
Sepulveda
done, sir.
Recreation Center on Kester Avenue.
It is 4
I'm gonna get you a lap band if it's the last thing I do. Yeah, I see. You're still spitting at me. Let's go.
And firefighters really stretched thin as they try and cover this. I do have a map up to give you some
You weren't
sense
using
of
it.
where these fires are burning. This one here is the Hurst fire. It's
Jesus,
burning
you're
up
tough.
in Sylmar. When I was coming into work, it was
Damn.
burning right along
Make me go Fidel
Interstate
Castro with that
5.
shit.
Northbound lanes were shut
Come on.
down.
Come on. I just need you
Both sides are
right
shut down. Also,
about.
210 may
Not
be
there.
shut down.
Wow.
Keep that in mind if you're
Come on,
traveling
keep going.
north. You're gonna
Keep
have a
coming.
tough time. You might want to take the 118 to the
Get around that
101
big pole.
or the 101 up the coast, because the 5
Oh,
is
shit.
a trouble spot all day long.
excuse me for a moment.
It's burning near Silmar. Let's see if I can pull this out a little more.
Oh, damn, that blew me up too. Or maybe it was the goo. I think the goo did it to me. Done in by the goo guy. Damn. Look at that. What a beautiful day out here. I see no smoke. I'm listening to a George Orwell production.
And Altadena. Let me see, my glasses are getting in the way there. And this is where Jaysha Patel and Marco Robles are covering this fire.
Or no, Orson Welles. It's George Orwell. Like, looking Romero over here. Yeah, he spits around himself. He's very smart. They'll tear to pieces if you're not careful. Yeah. Oh, there's two of them.
Then, of course, we have the Palisades fire. This was the first fire to break out yesterday. And it broke out in a very open area along a trail. No word yet how it started, but, you know, these things don't start themselves. I'm sure firefighters will be looking into it.
Got the tweaker reaches out today. Where's Juliette Lewis? Ralph Fiennes out here. Where's Barbie and Ken? Gotta find some celebrities. There's gonna be somebody down here wearing some kind of goofy-ass costume. There better be. There's a lifeguard. You failed your duties, obviously. Everyone's dead.
So 3 very big fires, incredible winds that we're dealing with. In fact, these winds are so strong that firefighters can't launch the helicopters or the fixed-wing aircraft.
Yeah, see, the helicopters are still down.
It's a big problem in terms of fighting fires. They have no air support. Everything is being fought from the ground.
What the hell are you doing?
It is limiting their ability to
same old, same old.
Fires down. And of course, these winds, we still have hours to go before they start to slow down. So it's going to be a long day.
Yeah, and the
excuse me.
Among our reporters,
pardon.
We've never seen anything like this. It's just uncanny. So let's with Irene Cruz. She is live in Pacific Palisades covering that fire. Irene.
Oh shit. Oh, are you serious? Thank goodness for parkour.
I believe we have Irene Cruz. Hey, Brittany.
Not enough juiciness down there. Oh, yes. Michael Jordan for the win.
Obviously horrendous. And I do want to point out again, the embers have been a big part of this.
Ow.
A huge factor.
I think I'm out.
How this fire spreads. Actually, earlier this morning, I had on some protective glasses and had to slip on these thicker ones because I was feeling some debris slipping through the crowd.
She had to put on thicker glasses because she was feeling debris. These are fucking riveting reportings here. We finally got some halfway decent zombie. I think I skinned the last person that looked similar. But, oh my goodness, guys. You spoil me. Gotta get real close. Oh, I missed. His area effect got him. Thanks, buddy. Oh, come on. I wanted to be your Kevin Hart. Oh. That's okay. I would never get tattoos on such dark skin. It's just a waste of money. Now, where was I? Oh, yes, not far. And, well-equipped all over again. Oh, let's get a couple of those and chain them together. Hey, she's biting. She's still biting, but she can't grab me. Fuck you, Bridget Fonda. Oh my god. Yeah.
And just putting out the hot spots with the water in that cone. So they're using whatever.
I have half a mind to kick your ass again. Sorry about that. I missed. I seriously missed.
Wind speeds right now, they don't seem as gusty or as heavy as
acceptable.
About 10 minutes ago. So
to kickings. Super punch.
It dies down, then it picks up, and it dies down.
Fucking watched that Wolverine movie too many times. This is not as effective as I imagined.
Public information officer I spoke to, we don't really have an update on the injuries.
I didn't need your help with her. I had it. I had it.
In terms of civilians and possibly one firefighter that was hurt as well, so we're waiting for an update on that.
Surf's up, babe.
The containment and the growth of the
Talk about spaghetti arms. Like roast beef.
As soon as we can. But man, just seeing all this, the devastation, the homes, the buildings that are being destroyed.
Oh, yeah, here comes the bleeding hot Oscar.
In this community here in Pacific Palisades. Palisades. Rachel and John will send things back over to you.
Yeah, she's like, that's all I got. I'm out of unique metaphors.
Can you remind our viewers how long you've been on scene? And I'm just curious, I know it's probably hard to gauge in the dark and with the extremely bad air quality, but are you seeing any progress in terms of those active
It's 0% contained in a lot of these areas. They say 20% and it hasn't moved. That means 0.
Your question, I think you were asking me how long we've been on scene.
Yeah, how long have you been
here
there?
Since about 2 o'clock this morning. I know we had some crews that were here overnight, so they have been monitoring the situation ever since this entire fire started. But we got here on scene about
Just
2
before a
o'clock.
melee attack. Let's try this with this scrawny ass bitch. How'd you get this job? You're definitely not a model that safeguards. Yeah, do it right before you strike. Like that.
If it catches on flush or fire, which there's plenty of here in this area.
Such a crackhead boyfriend trying to pimp your ugly ass out.
Change. That's what I've been watching really
Damn,
fluctuate
that's
in the
brutal.
past couple hours or so.
Okay, Irene, thank you. We'll check back in.
Irene. I know a chick named Irene once. I just gave her her other shoe. She changed her name.
That brush is now like, haystacks.
Right.
It's ready to burn,
But
it's burning. And of course, these flames are just driving it right into these very exclusive communities. So it's really difficult to watch all of this. We also have some video, I think, from the Hurst fire. This is the one burning near
I hear something.
We
Something
don't
moving a
know
boot.
about property
Ooh,
damage.
coming right up out of
This
the
fire burning
fucking
in the
sand.
hills of
Hello,
Silver. I mentioned
ladies.
earlier, it was coming down near the 5 freeway when I was coming into work. There you can
Ooh,
see
did I miss the beach episode of The Bachelor?
And this was the third fire to break out after the
Apparently
Palisades
not.
fire, after the Eaton Canyon fire. This one broke out around 10:30 last night. 500 acres burned.
And that figure's probably much larger by
Oh, just fucking kicked her right in the face. Whatever works. Oh, I could have done something to her after I collected her ass. Oh, I take a fisticuffs with the ladies here.
Okay, this is just a view
How about a little eye-opening experience? Oh, oh,
You
oh.
can see the palm trees, the wind just blasting those palm trees. And yeah, the wind has been the big story.
Let's listen to a neighbor.
Go boom.
For sure, we will think
How'd you
we didn't
get out of
think
that one?
about the fire. We watched
Take that.
the news, but I
Coup de
was
grace, trophy
far
earned.
away. But
I like it, a coup de grace.
My,
To you too,
and she said,
darling.
no,
And
it's
kappa
fire
chow,
is
my
here.
damey.
So she said, get ready to
There's a
just
Pootie
in case
Tang
it's
reference.
getting
I
so
don't think
fast,
anybody's
growing
seen
so
that
fast,
movie
the
besides
fire.
me.
And I believe we heard from another
I'm a Pone
neighbor
Tony.
in Silmar.
Pootie Tang.
I've been here living
The tangiest.
in California
Oh,
for
Jesus Christ.
45
Fucking scared the shit out of me, dude.
And I never,
Come on.
this
It's not
is
very
the
chill.
first time I'm feeling like this.
Bro.
We try not to burn
Fight ya.
nervous.
Fight ya on the
Try to
beach.
calm down
I'll fight you in the sea.
and relax. Just
Fight you in the
waiting
air.
for the
I'll run if you're a bee. A little poem from me to you.
Here's it is. The other big fire that
Early in the morning, during a lot of fires.
tasted it when you came into work.
I did. And
Just
then I
outside.
started smelling the
But they
smoke
haven't cut the
last night.
power
I was
yet.
Getting ready for bed.
Because
you know,
it must
we
be
go to bed around
broadcast.
6 o'clock, and I looked out.
Neither one of us slept much.
No, it's meaning
I wonder
slept
how far
at
out there
all.
I can
You know,
go.
we kept hearing the wind. I
Where the
kept hearing
flames can't
furniture,
reach
and
me.
I was afraid.
My digital
So
ass.
let's check in now. I believe we have Jaysha Patel, who is live in Altadena. Jaysha.
Altadena update. Oh, damn. Altadena's fucking
John and Rachel,
burning
we're
up.
at the terraces at Park Marino, an assisted living facility. Everyone here was evacuated
It's pretty far.
last night.
Jesus Christ.
And you can see why.
Oh,
This
I think that's it.
entire building
Oh, I think that's it.
completely engulfed in
Well, still,
flames. You can
that's pretty
probably
far.
hear the glass breaking. We hear smoke alarms. We hear the fire alarms. We can hear, it almost sounded like a gas line or something caught on
Invisible
fire.
walls
We can hear
work.
popping sounds around here.
Why not
and these
me?
gusts are really making things difficult. You could just see these flames bursting out of these windows. We're starting to see the framework of this building.
Not trying to fuck the sea
Definitely,
turtles,
It looks like it's
but-
a complete
but nice
total
idea.
loss. The other side of this building also completely on fire. If we pan the camera to the right of me, you can
Or
see
the porpoise.
there's also a fire burning on the other
Just to
side
clarify.
of this assisted living facility.
Even though
We did
those
just
sea
run into
turtles have
people
such a
who
velvety
actually
soft
came
skin.
back to get their car that
And
they
you get a
abandoned when
$10,000
they had
fine
to
if you touch them
evacuate
in
yesterday.
Hawaii.
People had to leave in
Just
wheelchairs
saying.
and gurneys. You can, you know,
Oh, I was gonna
imagine
sneak up on that
how
booty. Oh, she got the
people
jiggly
who lived
physics.
at this assisted
You got
living
jiggle physics,
facility
mama.
were last night, having to just pick up and go last minute.
I got the fucking
We spoke to
Baywatch
Kyle
twins out here.
Castillo,
Everybody needs to
the
back the fuck off while I react to these bitches real quick.
about last
That's very inappropriate and so mean. I'm here all week. How does explosion look in the water here? It looks just like it does in the sea, and the land. 1,000 plus acres in Eaton fire. 0% contained. What time is it? 4:12 in the morning.
Down the street, a couple feet away, the Pasadena Jewish Temple and Center is also on fire. We were there earlier. We were showing you the building completely engulfed in flames.
I feel no pity. I feel no remorse.
Had a ladder up in the air,
And I will not stop until you are two-piece bikini. Hello, hello there. Wait, wait. What's your sign?
You could just see rubble
Is
on
it
the ground. Parts of the
Knuckles?
building were standing up. Fires were still burning.
She's good.
It just looked like complete
She's
destruction.
good. I got zombie army and you can't harm me. Trophy earned.
Winds are about to get even more worse in a couple of hours, and so to think that if conditions are this
Jesus.
bad now, to imagine how things are going to be
Jesus.
in a few hours is just incredibly
That incredible delayed reaction. She was such a stupid blonde. She didn't even know she was dead. Twice. Twice she didn't realize. It's a funny joke. The blonde and the brunette jump off the top of a building. Which one hits the ground first? The brunette. The blonde will have to stop and ask for directions. Funny joke. Too true. Two blondes walk into a bar.
20,000 structures in that area are under evacuation orders. So please be mindful if you are
Somebody
living
told
in
that to some blondes and they didn't get it.
Pasadena, Sierra
It's an
Madre
incredible
area,
meme.
You may be under an evacuation
Somebody put some
order
techno music
or
behind
an
it.
evacuation
Classic.
warning.
Yeah, just be prepared. Even if you don't have to go, just be ready.
No third trash can, I tell you what.
Leslie Lopez watching it all for us.
Oh, loaf of fucking bread? Who threw this? Oh, it's moldy. All right, fair enough.
Some of the peak winds are happening now in certain communities.
Somebody would have bought it
So
if it
now
wasn't
is where we're seeing
$12 a
the
loaf.
strongest of the winds. There's going to be a leveling off of the winds by the time we're getting into your lunch hour. We are still seeing
Oh my
about 80
God, by
mile per hour wind
12?
gusts in some of our
They got another
highest
8
mountain
hours of
regions.
high winds
That's gonna drop
spreading
down
this
about
shit
40
everywhere.
miles per hour
And
right
that's
around
inability
noon.
of
Now, if you are
aircraft,
right about
water
20 feet
drops.
above the surface, you're looking still consistently about 50, 45, 50 mile
That's
per hour wind gusts.
terrible.
And those wind speeds, here we are, they're going to drop off to about 30 to 35. So, I mean, it will get a little bit better.
Ooh, this is a
And then
nice
right
pick.
at eye level, some of those wind speeds will drop down to 20 mile per hour wind gusts. So, again, this is going to be the case for this afternoon. A nice decline.
Of course I'm going to open
in
it.
wind speed. The only
Open it all the
reason
way.
why we're really concerned with
I
that
do not
is
care about the
between
noise.
aerial
Just
support
want your
up. And I
gears,
think
something in
right as
there.
we get into your
Ah.
lunch hour, most
No,
of
it's a
our
fucking
aerial
burning bush.
firefighters will be heading out and then starting to really put an aerial fight going above most of these big
Whoa, here he
fires
goes.
that are burning. I mean, this one, the Eaton fire is really
Boom,
moving through
yeah,
lush
all
terrain.
perfectly
I mean, we're
timed.
talking about chaparral. There's a lot of brush. There's a lot of accelerants to really move that fire, in addition to the terrain that is also really steep. So again, another added feature that is really helping to move the fire, in addition to
Damn.
the driving force, which is the wind. We're back to about 48
And
miles
a
per hour
two.
wind gusts. So I do also want to point out that the winds are still very, very strong through areas of Simi Valley.
Oh, so much
out
for the
towards
boot
Mount
heel for
Elks,
you.
Malibu 46, 53
Officer's
mile per hour wind
key,
gusts
all
over
right.
to Fillmore. You head out to Santa Clarita, we're talking about 38 mile per hour winds. And then Burbank, I mean 43. I just wanted to also just keep mentioning that unusual to see an 83 mile per hour wind gust at the airport of Burbank, but that happened. And if you are looking around the entire region, from
God damn, she
Glendale,
died
Burbank,
like a
out towards
fucking
Pasadena, you're looking at a lot of
crewmate,
destruction
just a
in terms
big
of tree
bone
limbs
sticking
falling
out of her.
trees toppling over.
Or is
The
that her
wind speed is
throat?
increasing through
Oh,
the
that's her
Pasadena
throat.
area
All
right
right.
now. It's 56 mile per hour wind gusts. Again, these gusts are increasing, and again, it's that ebb and flow
There's
that
some
we'll
kind
be
of
dealing
beach
with.
bunker
So at
here.
times, we'll start to see our reporters now this morning. We'll start to see them have breaks in the wind.
Oh, you're
And then all of a
electric.
sudden, a big wind gust
Come
does
here.
arrive. So again, that's the ebb and flow of what will be taking
Take
place
your
today.
elements this
Different
way.
from what we saw yesterday, where
Come
it
now.
almost was like
I've got a
sustained
quick charger.
force winds coming through some of these regions. A little different
Ah,
today, while we
thank
still
goodness
have
for a
the
surround sound.
strong winds and the gusts that will be still increasing to the 50 mile per hour mark.
You're
the rest of this
invited.
morning.
Oh,
Again,
shit.
they'll be more
Oh,
like
oh,
ebb and flow
rejected.
type of winds. We're back to about 51 mile per hour winds into San Bernardino, 40
Damn,
into Riverside,
51
36 out towards
mile per
Anaheim.
hour winds.
Notice this area right near areas of Rancho Palos Verdes, moving into downtown Los Angeles, out through the border of Anaheim. Anaheim. But once you enter Anaheim, that's when the winds really start getting going again. Through Seal Beach and Long Beach, it is quiet.
They said it was unusual to have these kinds of winds in July or January. July.
However, Santa Ana, you're still
Monica,
in the very strong gusty
that's where I
winds.
need to be going.
And I also want to point out that Pasadena, Glendora, out towards areas of Burbank,
Spocket.
are usually sheltered from Santa Ana winds. Not the case this time around, just because of certain dynamics that we had in our atmosphere. An area of low pressure that brought in
Fucking
snow.
Spock.
A huge area of
Yeah.
that's just nudging against creating mountain
Jazzercise that, bitch.
the Pasadena area. And just a
Oh, I'm over here being a fucking person. It's in poor taste. It's in poor taste, I tell you. You're just a walker. You're not a flavor. You're not done, kid. You just couldn't hack it. It's a naturally occurring element of the world to clear the forest floor of brush, to seed the air.
Again, the last time we saw something like this was
Carbon.
2011.
Oh, dear. And fat bitches.
Trees and destruction happened in the area. Pacific
I like your polka dot
Palisades. Now, I do
bikini.
want to point out the timing of some of the winds.
It ain't
because
teeny
this
weeny.
could mean that right around 1, 2 o'clock, we're going to see a big drop in wind speeds, and this is really when we could probably and likely expect to see
8
the
more
aerial
hours.
fight go up. And
Buckle up, you got a whole nother
So I
day's worth of
anticipate that there
work
will be an opportunity
at this
here today for
wind
the
blowing
firefighters to start to
flames
get
and embers
an aerial
around.
handle on this, hopefully. And then over in Altadena, that might happen a little bit
Oh,
sooner. Now, this
you need to
is
get a
where
new
we're
retainer
leading.
after that one.
I'm going to get you a new meter, hopefully, through the area. This is not as close as I'd like it to be, but Altadena is close enough.
Gonna gang up on a guy,
So
come on.
this particular meter has about 32 miles
She
per
dressed
wind.
provocatively. She asked for it.
Before we see a drop-off. I don't know that it's going to be this significant of a drop-off.
No pity
There's
fuck
a
for you.
chance that it could be. We're talking about, again, just
No brain for you.
interesting shift of north and northeasterly winds. I mean, that's really the sensitive component for the Pasadena and Altadena area, Sierra Madre area, to get hit with some really hard winds.
So
it
basically no
would
change.
shift a little bit
No
towards
change
the
there.
northeast. This might be, in fact, the case where we start
Little
to
more
see
distance.
a really
What's
big drop,
that?
which would be great news if the firefighters can get out earlier.
Damn, it
so
sounds
they
like
can
there's
get
100
to
on the other
9,
side of
10
this wall.
o'clock. But I do want to get one more meter out there before I confidently say that would be the case. Low pressure is out towards areas of the Gulf of California.
Oh, that's
This thing's
super
gonna
creepy.
Move away. By the time we're heading into today into tomorrow, that'll loosen up the pressure gradients that are so tight right
Maybe
now
some
through
kind of
Southern
machinery?
California.
I don't know. Now it's sounding rhythmic.
And this high pressure center, that's what's driving in these Santa Anas, unfortunately for us, and these very strong Santa Anas. And the forecast models all predict that by tomorrow
Just love
it'll
that
be a lot
move.
different. However, we do have another burst of wind tonight. We have another burst of wind tomorrow night, and then Friday.
Sharp-witted.
Say goodbye to some of these very strong gusty winds. So while there
It's more
will
like
be
blunt force trauma to the
later
wit.
on today, later
Whatever you say.
tomorrow, we still
Ah,
have
there's another
opportunities
spitter.
for
God
wind
damn it.
picking up again
I never
at
even
night
gave him
into
20
the
bucks.
early morning hours, all the way through about
Shit, we got
Thursday,
screamers and
Friday
spitters
morning.
and
And then we start to
beefcakes.
see that really big decline in
Every
wind speeds,
flavor
and
of
then we're
freak
back
out
to
here on the
calmer
beach.
conditions Saturday. Pointing out a couple of different things. We do have 2 more Santa
I'll go for
Anas
you.
on
You're
the
weak
way.
sauce.
On Sunday, this looks like a weak
Easily
Santa Ana.
influenceable.
On Tuesday, we have a moderate Santa Ana.
Obviously, it's some kind
This
of college
weather
grad.
pattern that we've been under,
Degrees
thanks to
and
high
such.
Pressure, the dome of high pressure that does not want to move. I
Easily
usually can't call
manipulable.
it a La Nina season. We're just about
Stop.
a degree off.
Oh.
However, this is very La Nina-like, which means for Southern California, the opportunity for rainfall is very low now, and we continue with this very dry pattern. And looking at the extended forecast models, we're talking about 7, 10, 14 days out. I don't see any
Named.
rain, and now we're going on 8
Close the
months
fucking door.
of no rain for Southern California, and that is
Gonna
really
stay
just
here and
difficult.
sell
We've had
dime
trace
bags
amounts
for the
rain,
rest of
100 to an inch
time.
amount of rain, but as far as a
Oh,
storm
no.
here in Southern
They're on to
California,
me.
we have not seen that, and
They're
so
on
this
to me,
is
Jimmy.
adding
Oh,
to
not so
the
many of them.
devastation that we're seeing here today.
Oh, domino, you motherfuckers.
75 on your Thursday. We'll see those temperatures shift downward, which is great news. It will be dry, though. and
So
it
much for
will
your
be warmer
podcast.
Thursday and Friday, so also keep that in mind. That is a weather
We
threat,
got
too.
2 or 3 with
The
that
beach
one.
is 67. We're going to get to see the beaches, even out towards some of our coastal communities. I mean, the winds have been so strong. Unusual.
Oh, he got the dude for
very
me.
strong gusty winds in areas
Oh,
and places
yeah.
like Orange County.
Fool
Very
dodge.
strong
Fool
gusty
dodging
winds.
over here.
Anywhere from,
What's the matter? You
looks
slip
like,
on some fucking
Newport Beach,
creatine,
down
bitch?
to
Take
Laguna,
it.
Dana Point, San Clemente. You're dealing with some very strong gusty winds. And of course, Avalon, once you get out towards the Catalina area, the concern becomes when you
Always
do at the
check
harbor,
the new,
very big
yeah.
threat when we talk about Santa Ana winds for the harbor there. Mountain communities, 49
You
degrees.
never
of rain
know
lows
what
into
you're
the
gonna
teens.
get.
And then we have, again,
Opportunity for some good jump scare, maybe.
passes. Some of those 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts at the ridge
Nah,
tops again
nah.
going down to 40 today.
Must
later on
have
this
up to
afternoon.
3
The desert's
to tango.
58, and then down to the 30s in the overnight period. But again, more Santa Ana winds coming your way Sunday.
Drop kicks are free.
And the other one that we'll be a little bit more concerned with will be Tuesdays, which right now looks to be a moderate Santa Ana. Right now we're dealing with strong.
Wow, it's getting everywhere.
We'll send it back over here.
Whoa, what the kick? I set that off with a kick. God damn, steel flint-toed boots. What the hell was that? I'm on fire. I'm on fire, Jimmy.
And the hope today is
so
that
dry in Southern California. It's a fire hazard, I tell you. Why am I targeting the American flag? How dare you? How dare you turn reticle red? Turn reticle red, white, and blue, bitch.
Yeah.
The car's getting pushed around.
Let's check in now with Scott Rife, who's monitoring the roads out there. Scott.
You know, we are trying the best.
That's not you. You're not the one. You're the one. Bootlicker. Oh, there's Juliette Lewis. Fucking skating down the boardwalk. Come on. Come on. Come on, place me 20 feet away because I'm completely out of health. Here you go. Yeah, stay out, PCH.
Basically PCH all the way up to
Los Flores.
So PCH is shut down. The Santa Monica westbound, they closed in Lincoln. They want you to come down the McClure Tunnel and then continue there. So you can't use the incline either to Ocean. So that's a big deal for travel in that area. Just keep that in mind. Topanga Canyon Boulevard, that remains shut down in both directions. In that area where the fire is, down towards PCH, that's
missed opportunity.
For several days, more than likely. That put added pressure on the Ventura Freeway. And then we have a big accident.
I played Minecraft, bitch.
So if you travel the 210 westbound,
you're bucking up the wrong miner.
Take the 210 westbound onto the 5. From
Slice and dice. 200. 200 of these fools already.
The 5 from there, but 210 westbound at Roxford, they completely shut down the freeway.
Still gotta go back and save those
Scott,
survivors, but I'm just having too much fun out here.
Thank you for that update.
It's rather small. It's a little bit smaller than I thought. I thought there'd be more of this, like street vendor shit and weird performing artists that are now zombies in crazy costumes. Like, come on. Like, come on. More sunglass huts in disarray. More Asians. The Asian salespeople. You're not Asian. What if I like that? Ooh, shit. To experiment in Venice. Beach, that is. Doesn't smell like septic here. Well, a little bit. They hose it off when Chinese dignitaries visit.
This is the Upper Hastings Ranch community. It is a
match force. Fucking Juliet, take it. Oh, we got a spitter. We got a spitter too. We're so screwed. I gotta get some more health. That includes killing them for it. Ooh, brain freeze. Let's check it out. Bullshit. This would be inside, chained to the bed where the guy sleeps.
This house right here is still standing to my right.
This right? Here's one. Oh, that's bastards. I need health.
Has been devastated by this fire. You can see all of them.
There's one.
Evacuated in a real hurry, it seems,
I've got rage meter. That'll be handy.
The streets were
I said handy. Time to find a Starbucks.
But there's been a lot of concern from those that we have spoken to, at least just a couple of residents wondering, where is everybody? Where are all of the firefighters? Clearly, some resources.
Jesus, lady, where's the funeral? It's 103 out. Officer, no.
It is devastating as we walk.
Nice try.
One driveway down to the next with the fire and the wind here at our back.
Whoa, we got another fast food delivery guy with those incredible thighs.
Maybe about an hour ago was 90% standing, and from my vantage point, it looks to be fully up in flames. You can see in the distance.
No gold watch for you.
From that home down there to the left. This is on Valley Lights Drive here in Upper Hastings Ranch. We do know in the past hour or so that the city of Pasadena actually
It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day in California. The air is so fresh, salty, clean.
I did mention earlier that
I can't even smell that burning vehicle. It's a choice day.
That the panels, the covers for my attic at my home were blown off inside the house into the attic because of the wind upgust inside the house.
Oh, fuck, it's better.
I have never experienced
He's leading me again.
like that since living in the area for the past 10 years or so. We did evacuate my kids. Thank goodness my mom was there.
Eat this shit.
To the Inland Empire, so they are safe.
Excuse me, I have to make sure there's no bomb on this bus. No, what a missed opportunity. Some free bus passes. Nice. Used box of Kleenex.
Just about everyone has left. Firefighters that are on scene, they're doing everything that they can, but they're just
Fresh bum urine pooled in one of the seats. Yeah, not enough vendors out here. Where's the vendors? This is it. This is the amusing vendor thing I got to look at. This is some 4 skateboards. Come on. Got new booty pants. Got the frosty freeze though.
So we go from Mark Cotoropolis in Pasadena to Irene Cruz in Pacific.
What the fuck were you doing here?
Still very active flames behind you, Irene.
That's what you get for not fixing the goddamn ice cream machine. And the air ducts, huh? You've seen too many movies, sir. You should have gone to a trade school like plumbing. Step right up, step right up. Coldest brain freeze in town. Cold steel. Iron. I don't know, it might be a brass little toggle on there. Black plains of smoke. You gotta watch out for the planes. She can feel ash landing on her skin. It's because you're next to a fire, bitch. Riveting. They're running out of things to say at this point. Sounds like somebody I know.
Just really being taken down by flames, and those embers catching onto brush and trees.
Oh, my shoes are all fucking sticky. Remind me to burn these later.
You're seeing this firsthand.
Money has no purpose anymore.
Unfortunately, this is a total loss, and this is not going to be the only one based on what we've seen this morning. But, man, John and Rachel, the conditions out here are not very good.
Here we go.
Cal Fire, I just spoke to them as
Some
well.
good old
They said,
local art. Be nice.
The biggest
Come
challenge
now.
here, and also the rough, steep terrain.
Oops, what the fuck was that now? Dick shot, headshot, neck, I don't know.
Things creaking, things breaking.
Yes, describe what a fire sounds like, and get paid.
Excuse me, it is difficult to breathe, but it is not looking good.
Alex and Trent.
Home next door as well, because I'm
They're looking to beat somebody up.
Active flames pick up on that
Wonder if
side.
she's able to beat me up. Why are their faces always white? And the bodies are, they're spray tanned. I guess, I don't know. Why the faces are white, I don't understand. They just can't find the same hue. Is there burnt skin?
To see that these are family homes being affected like this. Yeah.
It's a tough job being human beef jerky.
We want to give you a moment to catch your breath. Incredible work you're doing out there, John. I've covered many wildfires.
Incredible Kegel control. Gotta tell you though, those ladies know what they're doing downstairs. They'll snap it off if you're not careful. But some people are into that.
Ferocious winds and those embers flying as fast as they're flying. The air quality extremely bad, visibility extremely low.
And at some point, when the fire's
The
blowing
blue
sideways,
crab.
you see that. That's when you get out of the way. Even the firefighters get out
That's
of
a
the way.
unique one.
The conditions we're dealing with out there, it's
Coveted.
really intense. And again, 3 different
Like
major
an
fires
albino
burning
black
right now.
man.
Irene, thank you. Get
In
some
Africa, they
rest,
want to
get
hunt
some
those
trouble,
motherfuckers
catch
and
your
eat their
breath.
organs to gain
Launch
special
your
magical
protection,
powers.
heat fire, change
Don't be an albino black
fire,
man in Africa. Just don't do it.
John, the assisted living center that we were actually at before is burning off into the distance.
Get back in there, Kobe. The helicopter's calling.
We're actually back at the Pasadena Jewish temple and center that is still
Fired. You fired. You fucking communist ball player.
currently here. You can see they have their ladder up and they have the hose at the top trying to extinguish the
You're lucky you died before the shame.
of the center.
Out of ammo. Incorrect. Here's my ammo. 10 fingers of doom.
Things have just really picked up. We've been talking about how
Got nothing on me.
To give you a perspective I used to work in the Gulf Coast for 2 years. I covered.
Okay, you got something on me. You got something on me.
These winds feel
I thought we had a non-disclosure agreement.
Except there is
You're in breach of contract.
fire in its
All of you.
so
Oh shit! Thank goodness I spawned 10 feet away.
These embers are just
because
constantly spreading.
crackheads.
You can see absolutely heartbreaking
Oh,
right
damn.
now the devastation that's been left behind here
Fix
in the
that up.
Pasadena Jewish Temple and Center. It looks like absolute rubble.
Poor
Parts
Jewish
of the
temple.
building still standing, but most of it just completely on the ground. As we pan our camera over, you can see that
I'm in no good
a portion of the
position
center,
for battle,
still on
gentlemen.
fire over here. Things really picking up these winds.
Please allow me to access
are
my
just
inventory.
Not letting the situation die down. But you know, we've been talking about
What's
how
this?
things
Don't
are
tell me I
picking
had
up now,
200.
but
No,
it
that's the
will
that's the
be
damage. It
heat
doesn't
waves in a
have the
couple of
ammo.
hours,
Shit.
So we're really just getting into
Well,
the start
then.
of things right here. Earlier we were at
I
an
don't see
assisted
why
living
not.
facility that was completely
Bosses
on
are
fire.
few and far
People
between
there
anyway.
last night had to evacuate last minute. I mean, we're talking about people who are very vulnerable. They are in wheelchairs. They were in gurneys and
Yeah, those poor old people.
Employees were trying to get them out. We spoke to someone
That's
actually
gotta
came
suck.
back to grab their car last minute
They were
because
putting
had
free
left it there when they
wheelchairs outside of the thrift stores to help people in that situation. Couldn't get out.
Firefighters are doing an incredible job. Obviously they're strapped in right now.
Ah,
We have
fucking
multiple
fucked you up in
wildfires,
Riddick.
but they're trying to do their best to prevent these fires from spreading.
Gotcha. Hey, chill out. Oh, yes. That was glorious. That was epic. Come on, fatties.
And you can see a lot of structures lost.
Yeah, you sure can. The time is now 4:31 in the morning. Breaking right now, a firestorm all across Southern California. We
Take
are
that,
following 3 major
Chris Farley.
wildfires that are burning right now.
Rest in peace,
And
Chris
they were
Farley. Oh,
fueled by the powerful
fucking Italians up there.
The first fire breaking out yesterday.
You got any Ukrainians up there?
Close to 3,000
You fucking better not.
So far, the fire forcing thousands of people from their homes and multiple
People say
structures have been
tragic
lost.
accident.
Another brush fire broke out in Eaton Canyon. It is
You shouldn't
exploded in
worry
size,
about that.
forcing mandatory
Whose
evacuations
fault it
to the
was.
Altadena area, and that's where we
Yes, you
were.
should.
Checking in with Mark Hodoroblis
It's essential.
at
You don't
Hotel.
save
So
those
far,
ones.
1,000
They'll
acres
do it
are burned,
again.
but we believe those numbers are
You just
probably
can't
higher
teach
than
some
that.
people.
These numbers are probably going to go up significantly when we get a first press briefing from fire officials. The third fire also broke out in Silmar last night around 10:30 p.m. It's burned, we believe, more than 500 acres
The
so far.
fuck do I get up there?
Also, it has shut down the freeway, the 5 freeway, and possibly
Rapunzel, let down your fucking hair.
Let's check in with our
Lit the
weather
breaker.
expert, meteorologist
Who?
Leslie
Huh?
Lopez.
I got
Hey,
a
good morning.
marker.
You know, we are
I'm
talking
trying to
about
follow it.
still some of the winds that are
Where's
happening
the
right now.
marker?
We'll consider this the
Come on,
peak
there's a breaker in here,
for this
apparently.
particular event, especially as we're looking into the Pasadena area where we're starting to see some of those winds increase. Now, there will be a wind increase just for a
Here's
short
something.
period.
Oh,
when the sun
okay, that's
comes
what
up. So
activates
this
whatever we
morning,
need to
we're talking
activate.
about peak winds. Once we get into your lunch hour,
But this
that's
one's
really when
working.
we start to see the winds calm down. So we'll be in this window of opportunity, this
Man.
peak window of opportunity
Fuck
from
it, what are you
now
ta-
through
who?
most of this morning, through most of the
If
areas
it's telling
that
me to
we're
go this
seeing
way,
the
then it's out
fires
here
across
from
Southern
somewhere else. I need to find a breaker.
Beyond that, I do want to
Roger.
show you some live cameras that we're seeing. This is LAX. You can see a glow off into the distance. That would be the Palisades fire. No, it's a
Nope,
long
wouldn't be at
distance
an
away, but
ATM.
you could see some of that glow there. And then heading out the door over
Don't-
to
now they're like,
areas,
don't leave
this
us.
is Burbank
What are you
looking out
talking
to
about,
Silmar.
Chief?
Again, a far distance, but you can see
Do
the
you know where a
hills
breaker's
on
at?
fire
Spill the
right now
beans.
from
You've got a better view
Burbank.
than
That
I.
airport right now reporting 58 degrees, blowing wind, dust, sand through some of these areas
Come on.
too. Then you head out the
Spill
door
the
over
fucking
into areas
minestrone. I don't know what the
buildings,
fuck you
Cameron,
Italians
right
do.
on top of our studio. We're
Get me some
looking out
help
into
here.
Pasadena. You can see how nearby
Where's the breaker?
this fire is near our studios here. But we have again
some
lots of terrain,
unintentional
lots of brush
looting
through
of the booty.
area. We have homes up and down the foothill communities, and the foothills, just below the foothills as well, are where we're seeing some of the strongest wind gusts that we're going to be receiving here today. And so, unfortunately, for this
Follow the
particular
blood trail.
spot, Pasadena, the Arcadia
I'm a
area,
hunter.
moving into areas closer to Glendale and
The
Burbank.
red mist.
You really don't
Return to
often
quest
see Santa
area.
Ana winds. This is
Well, I
just
want to do
not
what you ask.
typical. We have
But stop
Santa
being a
Ana
conk-mucking
wind-prone
and
areas.
have better
You
markers.
are usually out of it. However, we have a northerly component
Open
to
from the
this
other side.
particular wind event.
Don't boot
just
me.
due to
Ah,
different
goddammit. See,
dynamics
it's
that we don't
something in
often
here.
see. And that's creating an
Oh,
opportunity
what's that?
for you to
I
see
found
some
you,
of the strongest
motherfucker.
winds that you've seen since 2011. Oftentimes, this is not what you have to deal with, but here we are with a wind event that for you is just unusual. So again, we're looking out towards red flag.
I think I knew that girl from Tinder.
Continue for us all the way through Thursday. So Thursday,
she wasn't looking so good. Wasn't my fault.
Off from the red flag warning conditions.
I just got tested.
Unfortunately, we still have some windy weather, even though we know later on this afternoon we're going to see some winds really drop down. We still have opportunities for winds to increase throughout the night and the morning, and then start to decrease through the
7 more hours of this.
To increase again Thursday night into Friday morning before we can finally say goodbye to this particular Santa Ana. Now, wind speeds through the Palisades area, 30 to 40 mile per hour winds, gusts of about 85 miles per hour. Let me just point out these 85 mile per hour wind gusts. High ridgetop areas, high elevation areas. Once you get down to eye level, or you call the surface, we're looking at wind gusts
switch it out.
still
What the fuck
consistently
nuggets?
around 35 miles per hour. At times we reach 40 to 50. We move out
So
towards areas closer to Sylmar, and Sylmar
thing
you're
to be
dealing with
pressing
some strong
here.
gusty winds, and you're in higher terrain.
I gotta put this in something
50
first.
miles per hour. You move out towards the Pasadena area, and
Not
also
like
dealing
you're
with some
using
strong
it, he
gusty winds
says.
at the
Where does it
ridgetops,
go?
about 80 miles per
Where is your
hour.
receptacle,
And you'll see
sir?
that drop to
This isn't
40
West
miles per hour
Hollywood.
around
Otherwise, it'd be an inappropriate
1 to 4
question.
o'clock today. So again, there are going to be some pieces of good news here. Once the winds start to really decline, the aerial support can go up, and then hopefully firefighters will get an aerial support at least going. I know these fires really do get out of control. When we talk about terrain, really the firefight is an aerial firefight. So we really do want to see some of these winged aircraft go up. 53 mile per hour winds over into Fillmore, 48 into Simi Valley. Just in general, these are very strong gusty winds, and we're still categorizing this as a moderate to significant or extreme Santa Ana, so we still have the winds going very consistently through this morning until we get to your lunch hour. There are places in the Inland Empire that are really not dealing with too much in the
That's where I got it from. It doesn't want me leaving this area. Just drop the shit.
You'll probably be
no parkour.
Today or this morning. 51
restrictions.
mile per hour wind gusts through Santa Bernardino, down through areas of Orange County. 36 mile per hour winds even in Laguna. So again, there are places, even though there aren't any fires burning in the Inland Empire or into Orange County, really strong gusty winds.
This guy is really in need of a hero.
Still some concerns for downed trees and power lines for you guys. Now the Pacific
for just one day.
area, I'm hopeful that here we go.
The fuck is that? That's beautiful. Beautiful.
Will drop down far enough that we'll see a nice aerial support start to go up, and then you head out towards Altadena, and maybe it could happen earlier, 9-10 o'clock, when the wind speeds are expected to drop.
I have no receptacle.
And then maybe that's when we
I'm
can start to see really
be like Kim Jong-il. No receptacle.
In
his mouth, I guess.
Especially the sooner the better. And of course, some of these images that we're seeing
fuck.
Here are just
We're just making the place safe.
to digest and understand.
That's all it is.
Once we get our choppers up, we could really get
what the fuck?
And I think we're holding our breath for that moment.
No fucking admittance.
I mean, we don't really know what it looks like.
You either.
Not really till we get up in the air and get to see this. And so
get the fuck out, Jada Pinkett, bitch.
Situation that continues to unfold. We'll send it back over your way, John and Rachel.
Yes, uncertainty, and Lopez, it's really stuck with
I loved you in Bad Santa.
So this is the
Yeah, curly-haired fucktard.
Thank you.
We want to check on road conditions because this fire is impacting.
I played soccer, bitches. I was the goalie.
Yeah, it is. You know, 210 freeway is shut down.
Oh, you're lucky there's chain link between you and me, little chihuahua.
Oh.
Thank you.
Santa Monica westbound, they take you off at Lincoln. They're not going to let you on to PCH. And then, of course, PCH is shut down in both directions in between the McClure Tunnel there past Lincoln, all the way up to Las Flores, up towards Malibu. That's shut down. PCH will be well into the weekend. And then we have the 210 freeway westbound at Roxford, where we have the Eaton fire, the Hughes fire that's burning up there in the Sylmar area. That shut down the 210 westbound from Roxford.
You guys are listening to the local news too, huh? Dope.
210 westbound has a closure right now.
Dope, Mickey.
At any moment, it is tough out there. Rachel?
Atta boy.
Okay,
what?
Scott, we'll
You fucking pacifist.
We want to get an update on the Eaton fire. ABC News' Kena Whitworth is watching that for us. Let's check in with her.
Ooh, who's roiding over here?
Yeah, hey John, good morning.
Oh, that guy's definitely on the juice. Look at that back.
I mean, you are seeing the full force
Jesus.
of this wind that we have been talking about now for days. You are
That's
seeing
not natty.
major gusts coming right through, and it's sending embers across the street. For anyone that's been paying attention,
Yeah, he saw me
this right
rage
here,
Hulk out.
behind me, fully engulfed, that is the assisted living facility where they had to rescue people in their wheelchairs and beds and get them to safety. And now, as this wind picks up again, you're getting a really good idea of these embers and how they're flying through the air. we are utterly surrounded by fire. If you pan over this way as well, you can see that building there.
Damn, there's like barbecue coals rolling across the street. Barbecue charcoal size coals.
Block out here of totally destroyed homes, businesses, apartment buildings. When we wrapped around here as well, everything is.
At least everybody's kiddie porn got destroyed, right? Right, lady? Nobody's reporting on that. It's a conspiracy.
And they cannot get an air attack on this fire, and this is what is happening. And as you guys know all too well, this thing.
Well, obviously they're not piss testing. Exactly, roid-soaked monsters. They are not piss testing. This is like the Olympics.
They haven't seen a lot of firefighters. What are you seeing out there?
Ooh, don't get me riled, buddy. Oh, son of a... No one will ever know what you think, sir. But I'm wondering how your motor functions remembered to take one last toke of the smoke without a cranium. Muscle memory is a bitch. Telling you. Practice, practice, practice. Never be the head of a major corporation. You should have been more headstrong. That's no way to get ahead.
Maybe time for you to seek shelter. We really appreciate that live report. But yeah, we see those winds whipping those trees, and we've seen obviously trees down, branches down. We want you and your crew to get safe. Thank you.
Yeah, be careful. Those embers are really scary to watch. Irene crew's also dealing with very similar conditions. Irene, looks like another property burning behind you.
Yeah, John, Rachel, the winds here not letting up. This is probably one of the worst fires that I've covered in my career, and we're taking a look at this house, this structure behind me that has just been burning for the last hour and a half. The flames only growing stronger and higher, shooting embers up into the air, and the smoke
Forgetting all the goddamn buttons.
Really pushed around by those strong, gusty winds. In my last report, I did mention that the embers were catching onto trees and catching onto.
I unlocked the fast travel map. That's how I can go back and use all these keys I've acquired. Excellent.
Caught fire just within a matter of minutes because of those embers that are really moving around because of that strong.
Do I have something on my face?
Just flying through the air. And look, there's palm trees. There's trees on the property in front of that home. That home is really going up in flames. I mean, it was not looking like that just a couple of minutes ago. So I don't know how many homes are on the other side of that because
Crab
it's so dark
storage
outside.
keycard.
But I can imagine this not just staying contained to these two homes.
Hey, this guy put up 2 reviews. Cheap bastards. Hey, they're all duplicated.
I believe it's the Huntington Palisades neighborhood, and right across the street from this structure, we are also seeing this.
That's actually not too bad.
And I can see into the actual.
Those are very fair prices in this economy. I approve this message.
Leveled out here, but the flames are just growing and moving, pushing towards the other homes in this neighborhood. It is looking rough out here and not looking good for the other
Rare
homes
melee
down this
mutilator
street.
mod.
So John and Rachel, this is tough to see. The families out here, I'm glad that they have all evacuated because it is not a safe situation for families
That
to
would
be
be my
staying
baby.
in this neighborhood.
An exact location,
I don't think there's any reason for me not to buy everything. I'm loaded. I'm loaded with gills.
No, we have moved a few miles past that. Earlier we were at Sunset, and I believe, let's see if I can find it on the map here, if I do have some internet service. I did pull
This
it
is
up
how I
just
open random doors.
a moment ago, so we can give
Always buy the
information
fuses because they're the only people you can get them from. You can't find them in the wild unless they're giant fuse boxes.
On the West Pampas
Oh wait, do I have shit to sell?
It's close to Toyopa Drive. So
Nope.
unfortunately,
I think they're all crappy
these are
goods.
the homes that are burning.
Yeah, it's so difficult to watch, but I just wanted to get a sense of where you were, if anybody at home was watching and they were familiar with that area. Okay, Irene, thank you for that report. Be careful.
Please be careful. We want to check back in now with Jaysha Patel. She's live in Altadena. Jaysha, what's the latest where you are?
We're at the Pasadena Jewish Temple and Center earlier.
You're my mission? What do I need to get your fucking juice? Need some back knee cream? What am I doing for this jerk off? Do you need a microscope to find your shriveled up sterile cock?
Property, and I'm told that they're actually going to knock it down, but the reason they had to move the ladder from this portion, what you're looking at right now, is because it was actually too dangerous. These winds, obviously, when you're that high up in the air, things can get pretty scary. These winds are blowing
they get too top heavy
right now. These gusts are extremely powerful. It seems like this temple and center is unfortunately at a loss. We're looking at the framework here, parts of the building. On the other side, parts of the building were barely standing up. And so firefighters have been here for hours trying to just get a hold of this fire. A couple of feet away, we actually have an assisted living center, a facility where people had to evacuate last night.
This is a
really
pity
unfortunate
mission
situation
here.
there because very vulnerable people in wheelchairs had to just pick
I
up
feel
and
bad
go,
for him because he can't pop
as
them
fast
nasty
as
things on his
possible.
back, and I'm not doing it.
I mean, we have fires almost 360 around us here. Different properties just on fire for hours. These winds, definitely from when we
all those
first
beautiful
came here,
stucco
have picked up a lot.
multi-million-dollar
It
houses
seems like this has been
going up in
burning
flames.
I believe since last night, and so firefighters trying to do their absolute best. But as far as a reporter's perspective,
It's like the infrastructure was slowly crumbling around them and they never noticed.
Very smoky out here, a lot of ash. You know, we have protective gear to cover our eyes and our mouth, but it is just impossible to be out here if you do not have protective gear because of how bad the conditions are right now, John and Rachel.
Jasha, thank you so much. Absolutely devastating, terrifying
thanks.
to see these
But not too
images out
careful,
of Altadena,
because I'm gung-ho, baby.
I've been texting with my cousin this morning. She lives in Altadena. She just texted me that she is okay. I wanted to check in with her.
It's
but
text.
She has no power.
Text is always pluralized already.
She can't get the TV to work.
Text.
She's wondering if she's
She
in
texted
an
you.
evacuation zone, which I
She
just checked
texted.
she is. So now is the time to download
She texted you,
the
bitch.
free ABC7 Los Angeles app. We say it all the
God
time.
damn spitter.
In these situations, that's when you really need it. It's
I've got a particular set of skills
if you no longer have
that make me incredibly dangerous to men like you.
to be updated on what's going on
Kleenex.
live and the evacuation orders.
Yeah, if you don't have power, I mean, you're kind of blind out there, and that app really can give you some guidance.
Absolutely.
Because you'll have it on your phone, you'll have a battery in your phone, that'll help you. So, yeah, something to certainly consider in these very difficult times.
I'm making my way to Muscle Beach.
Talking about the wind and
No.
firefighting effort, and without air support, it's just a really difficult
That was close, but I'm sure there's booty for the looty up there. I missed.
How many more people are like your cousin?
Damn.
You know,
How many people? They're just blind.
Yeah, that's really tough to hear. All
Her
right,
cousin is
here's
blind?
what's going to happen today, and just as John mentioned,
The power outage for these people, they don't have any internet? Oh, that's fucked up.
Specifically, if we're talking about very steep terrain fires, that's really where the firefighting effort takes center stage in the sky. I mean, this is
You have a special marker. Why? Why is your marker special?
Burning in Pasadena and near Silmar. I want to point this is from our LAX camera. Just a little
What's that about?
ago, we only saw one little flare up.
I don't need a spotter.
A bunch more illuminated this
Now you
morning
shouldn't have worn white today because you're spotting.
Palisades from our LAX camera. That's a far distance. But I do want to point
Your
out that
beach
you're going to
body
see this illuminate more
is that of
throughout
some
this
anorexic model,
hour. When
darling.
the sun begins to rise, we get what
Seek
we call a little
hamburger.
bit of an inversion. That means just a little push of the wind. We already have very strong, gusty, sustained winds, but then you just add in these.
Maybe I'll just take this guy's love handles and attach them.
When the sun comes up, and it just
Jesus, I made hamburger out of that fool. And it fed about 50 people.
before they come down to where they would be sustained, which is still significant.
Hadiga.
Gust and wind.
Shuriken.
Continue forward with some very tough conditions for firefighting efforts, for people who are trying to figure out what
What is this, a horror movie? Don't be falling in the heat of battle.
Ready, set, go plan in place. Burbank camera, you're looking at the Silmar fire. You saw that.
I'm ignited. It's okay, I'm already dead.
The Burbank area, we're in Glendale here specifically.
Toasted hero.
You're looking at our camera from the top of our studio, and this is looking out into Pasadena, and that hillside has just also been glowing brighter over the last few minutes here. So unfortunately, we're looking at a fire that is just raging. We noticed too, if you've been watching for the last half hour or so, that many reporters have
That looked like it hurt.
stronger winds than say even just half an hour
That
prior.
looked like she didn't
And again,
feel a
that would
thing.
be very typical for the time of day we are in right now. 58 degrees right now over into Glendale, and so we know that the winds are going to stay quite strong throughout this morning. I think all the way through your lunch hour before we start to see some changes.
I got all day, bitches.
We have very, very cold desert air right now happening. That cold desert air is really helping to
You look like you're late for a dentist appointment.
that we're seeing here today. Once the desert areas start to warm up because of radiation, solar radiation. Those winds will start to back off.
What?
And in fact, they'll just start to...
You're persistent, motherfucker, but I'm not giving you any more tip. Okay, one more tip. Damn, lady. Can't a man try and get into a bunker without being harassed by lovely young ladies? Oh, excuse me. Quick, let's get her while she's still warm. About all the booty we're going to be getting here.
Right around 60 to 85 mile per hour wind gusts. That's not
hopefully you're into Picasso. Sick Picasso.
By the time we're heading into this afternoon, you're heading into, it looks like Sylmar, 20 to 30 mile per hour winds. Again, in that particular area, I was seeing 30, 35, 40 at times. So you're looking at some still strong, very strong wind gusts.
My stick is failing me.
Towards Pasadena. And unfortunately, this is some really strong, sustained winds. In addition to the gusts,
some Hawaiian barbecue over here.
I'm still looking at about 50 to 60 mile per hour wind gusts through this particular spot. So again, if you're in this region, I mean, it is really just being fanned and fueled by the strong, unusual winds for the area. Usually we have Santa Ana.
Fuck your New Year's resolutions. Get out of here.
Northeastern winds, you don't get the winds during Santa Ana.
No matter how many squats you get, you will never get an ass.
And right now, that's exactly what we're experiencing, and that's all due to really interesting dynamics that we've been dealing with. We saw snow in the mountains yesterday. It's really cold there.
Cholos.
High pressure nudging against that area of low pressure. That's really building and tightening our pressure gradients, producing an opportunity.
That's a lot of pressure.
Very strong gusty winds.
Nobody fought. Everything's on fire.
And then you push down on the surface with high pressure. That's called subsidence, sinking air. And that is
push down on the cervix?
The strange opportunity for very strong gusty winds.
Jesus, what are you looking for?
Altadena area, we're seeing that fire break out. 53 mile per hour wind gusts over in Fillmore, 46 in Malibu, 45 over in 1,000 Oaks. We have 30.
What are we watching?
43. I mean, these are really strong winds just to see this morning. And then you head out into Pasadena. I saw that increase into about 56 mile per hour winds now through Pasadena.
Drax.
23 near Glendora. A big area where you're seeing some wind
nasty piece of crap.
Typical for Santa Ana's, not much in the way of wind in Long Beach. But again, you're looking into downtown Los Angeles. Pretty calm in this area.
River?
But once you get down the 405,
oh, it's like some kind of weird transmitter.
the winds really start to
it communicates with them, a gland. Some kind of gland. Receives information, direction,
even though we don't have any fires in the area, down trees could still be a possibility for you. And again, driving through any canyons and passes today, be very cautious, especially near
the stomach acid he's got on this thing or what?
Semis can topple over. We see that a lot, especially through the Cajon Pass, the Bandit
What the hell is
Pass,
happening?
Pass. Be very careful and cautious. And then this is what it looks like over in the Pacific Palisades for today. I like this timeline because I'm hopeful that, well, I wish it was earlier, but I'm hopeful that anywhere between...
She's like, I like this timeline. In 7 hours, the winds will stop being so crazy. Oh, damn. Okay, so we have some kind of strange chemical reaction with this little Tim Robbins rock hammer here. Crawled through a quarter mile of shit. Came out covered in zombie guts on the other side.
Don't often predict it correctly, but I do hope that by about 10, 11, this would be the case, that we drop down to about 10 mile per hour winds. That would be an easy...
Oh, I think you just insinuated this was getting worse, my infection.
I think this is stronger, though. It just doesn't look right to me even right now. All right, low pressure out towards the Gulf of California. That's what's created the snow yesterday.
You mean the Gulf of America?
Sandwich in between that and a high pressure
it's the Gulf of America, and I'm buying Canada and Greenland.
Interesting dynamics for Southern California.
Panama Canal. Even Mexico, it'll all be mine. It's like it's all about land grabs right now. Look at Russia, look at China, and the South China Sea. It's all about land grabs. We need more land. There will be force propellers when this is all over.
We have some strong gusty winds returning.
Out-of-phage blueprints. Maim zombies by slicing limbs to collect out-of-phage tainted zombie pods. Customize your weapons with powerful perks and use the zombies' powers against them. Alright, got the zombie chemistry set.
Tuesday, another Santa Ana, and I think this next one on Tuesday would be of more concern as compared to Sunday, but not as elevated as what we're dealing with today. So we'll call Tuesday a moderate Santa Ana wind event, and then Sunday a weaker Santa Ana.
Right.
72 degrees today, 75 on Thursday, 77 Friday. We have those 60s continuing forward Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Then you head out the door for areas of the coastline, 67. It's been very windy along the beaches, even Avalon. We know the harbor there gets
I hate menu screens
by northeasterly Santa Ana winds.
During live streams. Yes, your bits are changing. You're becoming a real young boy with zombification issues.
9 degrees, overnight lows lows into the teens, and then we head out the door for the high desert communities, 58 degrees, overnight lows into the 30s.
January 8th.
And then we're back
Was
to
it
some gusty
the
winds
8th now?
Sunday, and again on
Yes,
Tuesday.
January 8th.
John and Rachel, we'll send it back over your way. No rain. I know that's a big
2025.
problem for Southern California.
California
If we had
burns.
a couple good storms, this could be a very different situation. We just haven't seen much in the way of rainfall for 8 months. We've had trace amounts, hundreds of an inch of rain here and there, but as far as any big storms,
So we play in
that would
filter fresh
otherwise
air.
just help the fuel moisture content in the area, we have not seen that this season. And
In the only
we
way
can't
I
even
like to
call it
visit
a La
LA.
Niña season yet. We're very close. We're just less than a degree off, but it's La Niña-like, and so the National Oceanic Association.
Get the fuck out of here, Michael Bolton.
Listen, this is not a La Niña.
I'm a cop.
It's close enough to La Niña that Southern
How dare
California
you.
in particular is being impacted. We are back in a drought
Gotta have
situation
faith.
in Southern California.
Right. And you know, for the last 2 years, we had all that rain and all that growth, and now it's all dried out. So it's really the worst situation
Get
in
down.
terms of fires.
The constant stress and anxiety it is causing homeowners.
Fuck your
every
freedom.
time we go through this. Okay, Leslie, thank you.
We want to check in with Irene Cruz.
I'm a communist asshole.
This was the first fire to break out, and it has
Yeah, this is where they have the
this amount of
pot
damage.
place.
Irene.
Muscle Beach Nutrition Yoga. My ass, there's a pot store right here. With a really nice LED panel that animates. Oh yeah, fuck it. Give me a break. Jesus, Fred Durst, you got a thick ass skull. It's just one of those days. Everything is fucked. Everybody sucks. You don't really want to know why, but you want to justify ripping someone's head off. Recycled asset.
You can see this home is also just a total loss. I can see into the garage right now, and all of their personal belongings are just gone. It's heartbreaking to see. It's devastating to see.
Up at the nose.
All the way down. You can also see another house catching on flames, not catching on fire, not even related to the flames that we're seeing here. But look at this. This is intense. I haven't seen a structure fire like this in quite some time. And
Armored motherfucker.
it's definitely going to be next. I can feel it. I mean, we just saw this one catch fire in a matter of moments, and it's really tough to see. Now, I did speak with CAL FIRE just a few moments ago, and they mentioned a few of the conditions that firefighters are dealing with and the challenges with this Palisades fire.
Well, we're obviously in really steep, rugged terrain, but without a doubt, the most challenging condition
You're not if you're a sex, darling. Even in death.
incredibly strong winds.
Fought like a beast.
Historic in some aspects.
A for effort.
Wind speed.
B for big booty.
Out as these winds blow, so
Come on.
humidities are getting lower, so it's just
It's over,
more
baby.
challenging as the wind continues to blow.
Ooh, cartwheels for the win.
That's a really tough fight to see. We also have the governor's
Protein
office
bar.
of emergency services here on site putting out some of these hotspots. And we walked across the street, and I would like to show you
Told
the
ya.
perspective of that house.
Should have tried keto.
All the way down. It is level. There's nothing left. Aside from
Always
this
take the money just in case civilization repairs itself. This is still valuable currency. Doubtful, Henry. Holy shit balls, Jimmy, I didn't even do that. Did I do that? Goodness, it's the big one. It's the fucking big one. Man, it's fucking going off. My controller's freaking the fuck out. And the gravel is doing the fucking jumping bean dance. Rosie O'Donnell farted. Oh, okay. Whew. Well, I still got splitters. The poppy ones.
We've had Irene in that one location here, the Riviera Country Club, where we've seen so many homes lost. But there are reports of homes being damaged from this fire as well. So it's a wide area that's been impacted and a lot of devastation. And of course, when we finally get
Get the fuck up, Jim. What's the matter with you?
how bad this is, sadly, and hopefully we can get our helicopter up.
Hopefully.
And we'll really get an understanding of just how bad this is.
Well, there we go.
Widespread situation again. We're covering 3 major wildfires burning in our area that all started yesterday. Let's check in now with Mark Cotorobolis, who is live in Pasadena.
Gotta
He's
kill these
covering
dudes
the
first.
Eaton fire. Mark.
Consider it done. Oh, I need to look in here? What the hell am I doing? Oh, Jesus, I need to activate it. Give me a break.
Just waking up to this coverage. I'm in the Upper Hastings.
Okay, this looks like a boss fight to me.
This is the area of Pasadena, one of the areas that has been hit incredibly hard by this fire. This home, of course, behind me, a total loss from our...
Drill, baby, drill.
We can feel the heat coming off this home. The winds, they have been just...
Fuck yeah, Universal Studios.
Dropped off and eased up a bit, but those
Subway pyros.
this morning. Just about an hour ago, firefighters, they were
Kill Dylan.
some structure protection. They lost it and they left. Just unfortunate to see it in so many homes here on Valley Lights.
Nope, push it a little bit like that. Right there. No. Oh shit. Totally fucked it off. Fuck, old mate. Come over here. Tell you a little bit more about my script. Fuck your area attacks. They're so effective. Now we know who started the wildfires. Boom, boom. Oh shit. Flaming.
Firefighters are milling through the area. At times they'll stop and do what they can to do structure protection. But as you can see where we are,
Yeah, tag it. Oh man, he's tough.
behind us as it's burning away. 3770 Valley Lights Drive here in Pasadena. I was going to call attention to the fact that where we are standing here at this intersection, there are no firefighters, but down the
When all else fails, the great equalizer. Oh. He's eating my bullets. Oh, this fire. It's a desk pop. It's just a desk pop. I'm running out of incendiaries. Whoa, fuck balls, Jimmy. Not at all according to plan. Fucking balls is reserved for them. Damn. The fire absorbed me. Poor bastard. Yeah, I seriously feel like I need to tool up or something.
We have lost count. Dozens of homes. A total loss from this fire. We'll send it back to you.
Okay, Mark, thank you.
All 4 rounds. It's all about the shotty. Do I have 2 shotties? Holy shitballs, Jimmy. This just got interesting and colorful.
Impacting everyone in these evacuation order and zone areas. Thank you, Mark, for that live update.
Yeah, that one's Fresca.
Exactly.
Right now.
Let's do it. Shotgun, shoot boy, he run now. And what a cutscene.
Right now, fueled by powerful wind gusts. And the first fire breaking out yesterday morning was in Pacific Palisades. That is an active fire. 3,000 acres burned so far, but we think that that number is probably far higher now.
At this point.
That's forced the thousands of people from their homes and multiple structures.
And then a brush fire broke out in Eaton Canyon, where Mark was located. It's exploded in size.
This is the only finger I'm lifting to help California.
So far, at least 1,000 acres have burned.
And then a third fire also broke out in Sylmar last night around 10:30.
Fuck your area attacks. Fuck you for attacking my area.
But again, these numbers are probably outdated at this point.
That's what I gotta do. Use him to shield me from the blast. Blow his ass to grass.
There's no air support for firefighters right now. Helicopters and fixed-wing aircraft have been grounded, and that is certainly impacting their efforts to get a handle on this.
And now we want to go to Scott Rife, who is
I ain't Venice Beach too, sir. I like this song.
Don't have to go into work
True to
today,
life.
but we know that isn't the reality for a lot of people. So what is the latest?
Well, the latest is anything around Malibu, PCH from Santa Monica to Los Flores, you're not going to be able to get through. Topanga Canyon Boulevard.
You don't like the stingy bullets. Ah!
They're not going to reopen that.
Fucking Hulk smash my ass.
We have just hellacious winds. I'll show you Van Nuys Airport. We could have 2 things working against us. One is the president is in town, so there's a restriction on us getting airport.
Come on, you toxic Avenger. That's a double entendre, you see.
They may be high enough so that we can't start the helicopter. There's an airspeed limitation on starting.
Because of the Hulk comment. Give me a break.
To give you an idea, we're going to go to
My jokes explain themselves.
Fontana, and this is what happens when we get these high winds. You know, these semis that aren't full, that high-profile semi, they flip over, and that's what happens.
Oh man, it's tougher when he's on fire.
Now, it says the off-ramp is shut
You
down
stay on fire.
several lanes of the main line are
Continue being on fire. Michael Moore.
On the 210 freeway traveling westbound. So just be careful. You know, we have everything going on in the Malibu area. We've got a portion of the 210 shut down westbound towards the 5. That's due to the fire up there in the Sylmar area. And then, of course, we have the problems we always get in these high winds, and that's the
I said medium rare. Asshole.
You just really have to be careful with these conditions. Rachel, John?
God, thank you so much.
This is obviously well done.
Fires burning across Southern California. Several school districts have made the decision.
And that's all I got to say about that.
This is the list of closures. Azusa and
Del
Monrovia
Alex, his gym buddies are dead for good.
City Unified, Arcadia and Pasadena Unified, Glendale and Burbank, and of course Santa Monica and Malibu Unified.
And we mentioned that helicopters, the firefighting helicopters and aircraft, are not in the air right now. The weather conditions just too severe. Let's check in with Leslie Lopez to get a sense of just what they're dealing with.
Right, you know, and several of these fires, we're talking about Sylmar, we're talking about the Sylmar area and then the Pasadena area. This is terrain. I mean, this is really steep terrain. So as far as firefighting efforts are concerned, this is really an aerial fight for a large majority of this very steep terrain, very brushed.
Well, this has been a good one. And this news reporting is going to go on for hours. Them just loving the flames, chaos, destruction in their own backyard.
Into that direction. It's many miles away, but you can still see that glow. This one's closer. This one is fastened to our Glendale.
It looked plausible.
Looking at the fire in Pasadena.
It wasn't.
Scott Reif, I can see that windsock that's moving, and you were just mentioning how
looks like I
unfortunate
should.
it
Oh
is
yeah,
right now
probably put it out.
for firefighting efforts. For you, we don't even have eyes, and I know a lot of us are holding our
Super
breath.
plausible.
What will it look like when you're able to get up in the air? Show us what has happened through some of these incredibly devastated areas.
The helicopter footage is going to be epic. It's going to look like Mount St. Helen went off in LA.
And I know you can speak to what it would require for you to make it up in the air, but right now we still are seeing 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts.
I'm going to lose to Crack Jack if I'm not careful.
Yes, I'm sorry about that, Leslie. They didn't really inform me or coming to me, but there's the windsock. We're on the ground.
More clowns.
Basically, what has happened, we have two restrictions. One, the TFR, and then we got a discrete code to get airborne because the president's in town. You can't get within 30 miles of him, but the Secret Service...
Son of a bitch. Biden's in town? This is the first time he's ever responded to a natural disaster fast. Ever.
Right now, if it gets to 50, we can't start the
He's probably just trying to get to the airport.
It's not for a helicopter to fly in those high winds. It's the starting. The blades will come down, and the blade could actually hit the tail boom on startup. So that's a restriction.
Can't go within 30 miles of Biden. The public must love him.
We cannot start the helicopter.
You think?
And then we talked to the Colson guys, the fire department, and some of their aircrafts. They could get airborne, but they're just ineffective. Right now, it's so windy, they really can't make the drops where they need to be, and they just don't feel the risk factor is worth it. So we really need these speeds.
Yeah, these $1 million homes aren't worth the risk of losing a couple of chopper pilots. Fuck no. Agreed. Bring your poor, your weak, your huddled masses, and go boom.
That restriction with the president being in town will be lifted, and then we'll be able to get out there and really cover the fire.
Oh Jesus, the president being in town is fucking up the rescue efforts. It can't be written any funnier. Jiggle physics. Slice your whole body to spite your face, darling.
Again, showing you what the camera looks like from Glendale. You're looking at a hillside that's burning, and it's burning
This is a pointless yet valiant effort. Ooh, a Hummer.
Vegetation above it, and so the speed at which the fire is growing.
Let's go check on this 2004
We're looking out
Hummer.
towards Glendale, 60 mile per hour, 60 degrees. It looks like
Ukraine edition.
56 mile per hour wind gusts that we've been clocking through the area this morning. We do have red flag warning conditions all the way through Thursday.
Some good stuff over here. There's some good stuff. It's worth the little jaunt.
Opportunities for the winds to pick back up and then die down, pick back up and die down. But really, the peak winds that we're talking about here today are happening right now. They'll continue all the way through noon. And then right around noon, we have a small drop in some wind speeds. And I think that would be enough of a drop to help the firefighting effort go up in the sky, help Scott Reif hopefully get up in the sky too. But unfortunately, that's still a few hours away. Right now, over into the Pacific Palisades, it's 30 to 40-mile-per-hour winds, gusts of 85. Now,
Killer
this is 85
shades.
high terrain. This is high terrain. We're not seeing 85-mile-per-hour wind gusts at the surface. We'll see right through the Palisades areas, looking at some of the cameras there.
Looks like I got the one-piece claw handles here.
5-mile-per-hour wind gusts happening through that area still. That's very, very strong. You head out the door over into areas of Sylmar, and here we go with 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts still happening
urban
through
art,
the
I mean.
area. Pasadena, we have 85-mile-per-hour wind gusts higher in terrain, so this is really at the tops of those mountains, and that will be cut in half to 4
I just love that.
Right where the fire is burning.
Wait, is there some glands I can pick up? Yes, blast gland.
55, that's happening pretty
Fuck.
consistently, and so unfortunately it's
Fuck.
really
Yes.
this fire. Very,
More glands. Infected glands. We're collecting glandular parts now.
the area. We know our reporters who are seasoned reporters.
Oh, I don't fuck with you.
Trying to describe how impactful this is.
Crazy ass bitch, I ain't fucking with you.
Them. I mean, they have not seen some of these wind gusts that they're experiencing with the fires and the embers that are blowing. 53-mile-per-hour wind gusts into Fillmore, 48 Simi Valley. I really wish this would go down. It's not going to. It's stuck in this
Not for another 7 hours, baby.
Stuck in this range for hours.
0% contained.
I think it's going to be stuck in this range until we get to noon.
Yes.
Before we start to see these drop. And, these are wind speeds right now. So gusts about 56 over into Pasadena. I haven't seen that change.
Seek
in the
Jesus.
last, half hour, 45 minutes. 23-mile-per-hour gusts over to Glendale. I haven't seen San Bernardino change either. So
Pardon.
there you go, 51-mile-per-hour wind gusts. And so it's very strong. So peak winds happening right now. And I like this map because
Like
it
a
does show
champ.
the timeline of how this will go. Right around 1 to 2 o'clock, there's that drop that Scott was talking about.
When you're
Getting
ready,
anywhere from those
you'll be able to
30
dodge
20-mile-per-hour
bullets.
wind speeds. Maybe that's when we can start to
Or
see the
be the
firefighting effort
spokesperson
go, into the
for
air.
Bud
But
Light.
at this point, it looks like it's be just futile.
Probably
And
the
Howie
latter.
mentioned it, perfectly. Well, he can't go up in there because the helicopter, just how the wings are placed. Some of the fixed air wing aircraft that we have can, but it's futile, right? If you can't get any water on the fire because it's getting sprayed in the wrong direction, then it's futile. We're back to about 36-mile-per-hour winds into Pasadena.
She found a new favorite word.
These numerical models sometimes are not correct, especially
Fury, ready.
in areas where we have some very steep terrain. So if that is true, then we can probably get the aerial support out there a little bit faster from 9 to 10 o'clock this
Just don't
morning.
want to waste another round on you.
I do want to point out this too. Low pressure,
SWAT,
why it's
motherfucker.
happening. I know people
Hondo.
wondering
I saw Hondo on the fucking TV series. He's black. He's black.
has been the fact that we have
Hondo
not seen
wasn't
any
black.
rain. The other component
And
that is unusual for us
Hondo probably would not grow hair next to his little goatee flavor saver, because that guy doesn't grow hair next to that. That's weird.
It is sandwiched, or at least getting nudged by this area of high pressure, and Southern California is sandwiched in between the two.
The
and so
weird
that's tightening
facial
up the
hair.
pressure gradients really well. And those two components have really produced some really significant
You do
conditions in
Colin
terms of
Farrell
winds
no
for us here in
justice.
Southern California, and particularly in places that we don't often see very strong gusty winds. Pasadena, you'll be one of those places, the San Gabriel Valley communities.
Pay
and so
me.
that's where we're seeing this fire that is burning very out of control
Just
at this point,
send
near
it.
the Hastings Ranch area. Winds will pick up again tonight into tomorrow morning, and one more time
Rare
Thursday night
melee
into Friday
cremator
after a
mod.
small wind
Be slicing fools and they're gonna disappear into ashes like Palisades.
Los Angeles, Orange County, that means that red flag warning will stay in place through Thursday.
Terrible.
I don't think we're going to see
I'm a
as
terrible
strong
person.
of winds on Thursday, which is good news, but we will have
It's not
opportunities for
news.
those winds to increase a bit before they drop back down. Friday,
Unless it
we're back to normal.
burns or
Sunday, I
bleeds.
have another Santa Ana. This is a weak one. And then on Tuesday, I have another Santa Ana, and that would be a moderate Santa Ana. High pressure, the dome over the four corners.
They're not
it's
used to having
moving.
Santa
And
Anas
so unfortunately,
in
that puts us
January.
in this very dry pattern, a blocking pattern from
8
any
months
moisture.
since
And
rain
so here we go again with the
and
situation that we don't want to be in, a drought
4.5 inch
situation. So we are back into a drought here in Southern California.
hole we're
and there
in
has
of
not been
expected
any significant
expected
rain for 8
rain.
months here in
Expected
Southern
rain.
California. Valley's Inland Empire,
You know,
72
you know
today,
what I'm saying.
75 Thursday,
Words.
77 on Friday.
Words about
Had
stuff
we had
that
a storm,
burns.
could really have changed the fuel moisture content and really
Oh, God,
prevented
Jesus.
these fires from breaking out so
Yes.
out of control.
Chain
But
of effect.
unfortunately, this is our pattern that we're in, and right now it looks like the pattern continues for the next 10 to 14 days. I don't see any rain in sight. We're back to
Oh,
Sunday.
dear.
It looks like 61 degrees.
We're going to
with
get
the
rain
wind coming
inland
back. The
because of
mountains,
all
49,
that
overnight lows
smoke.
into the teens. Windy again on Monday. Windy again on Wednesday.
I'm
More
telling you,
moderate Santa Ana
it's a
Wednesday.
naturally
Well, right
occurring
now we're going to consider this one strong
thing
to
with the
extreme.
burning.
Sunday, weak.
has to
Tuesday.
happen.
That's when that moderate Santa Ana comes
Especially if we
back
don't
into
clean the
Southern California.
forest
I will send it
floors
back over your way, John and
in
Rachel.
the neighborhoods
Okay,
of
Leslie, thank you
overgrown
so much.
shrubbery.
We do have some breaking news updates into our newsroom. Evacuations now expanding west into the city of La Cañada, Flint Ridge. That's including the NASA JPL.
Oh, I can't shoot the fuse boxes. There's nothing there.
From the city of Glendale. The city of Glendale has not issued an evacuation notice. However,
Wow.
asking residents in
Was there two screamers, or is she
communities
just
to be
tough?
prepared should that fire change direction. We also are awaiting a news conference at 8 this morning. So in about 3 hours, when we know everyone is anxious to hear from LA County fire officials, we will bring that to you live. But now we want to go back now to Jaysha Patel live in Altadena.
Your eyes are beautiful, darling. She's mixed, for sure.
How heartbreaking it is for people to just have to pick up and leave and evacuate immediately. And you really think
Fucking
about
harpy.
some of our most vulnerable Southern Californians.
The view has been canceled.
Living in assisted living facilities and who
You and your
go to
chicken heads, take a
nursing
hike.
centers. Off into the distance here, an assisted living facility is completely on fire. Everyone evacuated last night. And where we are right now, we're at Two Palms Nursing Center. And just to set the scene, it's to tell you
Tell
how
me you're not a
chaotic it is.
fucking
You can
boss.
see that people were brought out in wheelchairs, and then everything just had to be abandoned before these people were taken to safety. A firefighter is here right now trying to get rid of these flames, but this has just been a persistent fire that has been burning for hours. You really think about what was going
Friend or foe, friend or foe.
heads when this fire broke out, and they just had to up and go.
Foe for sure.
Absolutely just heartbreaking out here. As far as conditions that we're seeing
Eat it,
out here,
bitch.
winds
I will
very
collect your
powerful,
glands.
very
You will be happy
gusty.
about it.
We have a lot of embers out here, and that's a big concern because these embers can fly and catch other things on fire. Right now, you're looking at everything that's been left behind here at Two Palms.
Just an
Nursing Center.
overachiever.
You can see that beds were brought out and abandoned out here.
Just like you.
Firefighters
3 penetration
really
videos in one day.
hold of this fire earlier, just a couple miles
I
away.
hate to see the casting couch.
Pasadena Jewish Temple and Center also on fire.
Ah,
Firefighter told me that
things on fire
that was
everywhere.
gonna be a knockdown. They had a big
Panicky
ladder up in
words.
the air, a hose at the top, trying to get a hold of it there.
Imagination.
And so fire crews are just trying to do their
And
best
description.
right now for preventing these fires from spreading and getting a hold of what they can, because obviously fire crews right now definitely
Push the drama.
strapped thin with so many wildfires burning at the same time.
Adjectives.
As far as conditions for us out here reporting, I mean, you could just see
Negative outlook.
the smoke out here. Very difficult to breathe. That's why we're wearing protective
Dangerous
gear.
environment.
The smoke makes
Risks
it very
being
difficult to
taken
see. I mean, it is
for
impossible to
viewer
be up here
satisfaction.
unless you have protective gear. So John and Rachel, heartbreaking to see parts of.
It looks like they're losing a lot of their signal over there. They keep futzing in and out. Mm-hmm.
Well,
Fighters are trying to prevent that from happening because, of course, if those trees catch on fire, other buildings will catch on fire.
Oh, I'm glanded up. I feel like Planned Parenthood, all these juicy little sacks of human excrement.
We have a map up behind me just to give you a sense of where Jaysha is and what she's been dealing with, what she's been seeing. This is the Eaton fire. We've been talking about it. It started up here in this open wilderness area. It is threatening Sierra Madre.
It's definitely not consensual.
Here. Jaysha's located in this area, right down in here, along this wash. This is
Gland me. I gotta bust her open for glands or something, don't I? This is sick. It's like Faces of Death trying to collect zombie glands. Is it just happenstance or just pop out of some of them?
And that's what she's seeing there.
Yep, I think I'm just
JPL is now
abusing that poor zombie body.
evacuation warning over here. So this is covering a large area that is being threatened by this. Marco Robles is over here in the Sierra Madre area. All these communities threatened by this fire. The Eaton
Yeah, it's very small out
it's
here.
really done a tremendous amount of damage
Very small little
already.
Venice.
And the real concern is there's a long way to go in terms of fighting this fire.
It seems that's it. It seems that's it for Venice. Far less street vendors.
It's a large area. A lot of people are impacted by this. So it's
Muscle Beach was like meh.
day for those folks. And again, this is one of 3 fires.
I expected more bikini-clad chicks.
If we can, just to show you.
But spandex is a privilege,
The Hurst
not a
fire
right.
up here, and the Palisades fire down here along the coast. This was the first of the 3 fires to break
Tons of
out.
hippies. They got that one on the nose.
Is in Palisades with more on conditions there this morning. Tony.
No weed shops.
Hey, John, yeah, we are off of Sunset Boulevard, just
I blame censorship.
We're not too far from it.
Actually, you can
and
see just
Mormons.
there. That's like a shopping center.
No, I'm just kidding. I got nothing against the Mormons. I just think that the opportunity to have multiple wives, wouldn't you want them to be good-looking? Like, Bill Paxton had no good-looking wife. Well, maybe one. But she was so demure she made me want to puke.
Pacific Palisades is just
Rest in peace, Bill Paxton. Game over, man. Game over.
tight, windy sunset leading into Palisades Village. And there are homes after homes, complexes after complexes that are on fire. Both sides of the road. No matter what corner
This guy just came from the flames. Thank you for your service.
you get through, you see the high school burning in flames. And then you get closer to the village and you see every shopping center full of flames. We saw Ralph's, we believe it was the Ralph's.
Oh, not the Ralph's.
Gas stations.
That is one of the nicest store interiors. Most efficient layouts, with a deli on the left. It's great. I love Ralph's.
It just sends embers everywhere. We were nervous just driving up there. We were trying to find a spot. We were trying to find a safe spot to park. But it is unbelievable.
Well, let's see. Aren't you guys very volatile? I mean, obviously, but...
to what is up this hill going into the village.
Oh, god damn, you're a good shot. You poor bastard.
Remember the people that had to get out of their cars to run to safety? Well, those
Oh, we got a flamer here. God.
to the side in order to make
Every flavor.
firefighters to get up this way. And we passed through those. It's just crazy looking at these charred vehicles side by side by side. We're going to upload cell phone video so that you guys can see it all. But it is just, it's crazy what we're seeing.
It looks like hell. It looks like hell, eh?
I watched it on the news all day yesterday. But
Two news chicks on ABC or NBC or one of those three-letter communist propaganda agencies they were both wearing their purple suit tops, dress pants, suit tops, whatever. They're fucking idiots, devil-worshipping idiots. And it's funny, the fire is in a triangle, like it's the all-seeing eye, right in the heart of LA. Well, of the neighborhoods, Richie town, Richie part of town, down by the beach. That guy just phased in here.
I heard it described as looking like the end of the world yesterday.
Another controversial beachfront.
In Pacific
You see?
Palisades today, this morning, I would say that is pretty accurate because when
Just
you're
the tip of the spear.
it's just, it is unbelievable. I'm running out of words to
This is
say
Titanic Outreach.
as we come up here. And firefighters, I can't imagine
Looking for the YMCA.
what their game plan is when it's like this because it's everywhere.
Is it YMZA? Wow, you're vicious and fast.
Everything pretty much is on fire. We see another fire truck
That guy, he's gonna outrun my stamina here.
It's also just the windy road
There we go.
Sunset to get to the village.
Open sesame.
And so the danger that comes with that because
Got a problem. Open the door.
on both sides of the road and you're just trying to get through
Quarantine corridor to the lifeguard's house.
it's
Fuck.
scary. It is
Find a
intense.
quarantine corridor. Sure. Bringing my friend, though.
That do business up here. The people, their livelihoods
After I loot that booty,
all up in flames.
I will insult the shit out of him by not caring that I am being attacked.
I really can't. And as we see these flames, like I said, behind
They're
us
not for you, sir.
John and Rachel,
We're friends, you see.
nothing compared to what's up this hill.
I feel I might need this. Just planning ahead. There's Boy Scouts right here. This shit. Ah, fucking levers and shit. Oh god, I just threw the battery in it over the wall before the door was open. Let's hope not.
Yeah, and I have to say it's so profound when we hear from our team of reporters.
Profound
Hurst,
reporting.
Weather experts who are from Southern
Experts.
California, lived here, covered these wildfires for decades. When they say they haven't seen anything like this before, what a statement that is. Tony, quickly, can you tell us what the drive was like?
Done playing with you boys. You're giving me anxiety.
And they close it off right there, you know, when it goes on to PCH. That's blocked
And the
off.
Oscar
So
goes
because of the
to
video, we were able to go through there.
that guy with the incredible death rattle.
There's the ocean on one side, and then you've got
Look, they're dead. What do you want from
on
me?
the other side, up where the homes are and whatnot. As we were coming through there,
Lockdown in effect. Because why? Mandates are not laws.
how intense it was as we were coming.
Nobody dies from this.
At times we were like, do we keep going?
The survival rate is 99.7% or some shit.
You're unsure because when the
Just figures that bird flu shit. Come on.
flames just shoot out.
End the lockdown. In jail. Fauci. Red rum. Doesn't look positive. I don't understand you. I got a marker too. Might as well. Might as well. Doesn't work when I blaze my own trail, this linear bastard. What's wild is the homeowner's insurance. $5,000 a month? You gotta be kidding me. Oh, there's gotta be something on here. Yeah, this guy's having too much fun reporting on all this destruction. I hate to see it, he says with a big smile on his mask. I can see it in your eyes, fucker. You're cheesing. I can tell it by your crow's feet.
I think for over 30 years in Southern California, and I've seen like lawmakers make all these changes to make things safer.
The fuck they did? Did they pocketed all that money for road community safety?
Matchsticks back then, so they changed that, and they keep changing the laws. But these weather conditions get more.
They caused the drought. They're putting all of the Colorado River water into the fucking ocean. They're sending it right into the water to save some microscopic fish or some bullshit. Finally got my first automatic. Yeah, stop smiling. You're too fucking happy. You jovial bastard. People are losing their livelihoods. As exploitative as it was, as nepotism and Rico Laud avoided as it gets. Oh, I would love to be able to jump on the urban camo.
And there are times when it probably goes even stronger than that. You know, just one quick gust that goes through, and that's all it takes to take the fire, take it across the street to another home, to another business, and we've witnessed that this morning.
Okay, Tony, gosh, you can really see that visibility is way down, that air quality so bad.
How do I
Be
get over
careful
there?
out there. Thank you.
All right, Tony, thank you. Marco Robles has been out on this fire, the Eaton fire, all morning.
Missing something here. Oh, it's climbing over the wall.
What it's been like from when you first got out there till now in terms of the damage that you've seen.
Ever increasing and 0% contained. Extra 10% growth every half an hour.
It's just sad. It's just really sad. My heart goes out to all my neighbors. I saw so many of these houses being built, and to see them now just all gone.
I tried to explain to people who are watching who don't know Upper Hastings Ranch what this community stands for, what it means, what is it all about?
Well, it was built in 1952 as a cheap post-World War II development. But
CQC.
it's a very family-oriented neighborhood. We have Christmas
Damn
lights.
right. But this will be a pretty cheap Airbnb, as is. Affordable is my middle name. I bought this shit when it went down to $20. I think it's less than that now. You should pick this game up. This is very addictive. Arcadey in all the best ways and shit mirrors. Floating claws though, so. Nice half effort. Fucking busy signal. Interesting. It's picking up the room really nice. I wonder if I take that outside, if it'll still show the room in it. Or if it'll reflect what's outside. That's a really interesting thought. Just to the right. Yeah, oh, we're taking this outside. We're going to see. The reflection changes.
It's okay.
And so what, you're walking around surveying things?
No, I was watering my house all night long.
Just right swings.
The winds died down.
Just right swings.
I decided to sit in my
Right
car.
swing.
Kathy, this wasn't a
Right.
surprise in terms of
Come on,
the
Zoolander.
event we knew was red
Just
flags.
swipe right. Oh, she's ugly. She's ugly. She's a Scorpio. Keep swiping right.
I just hope everybody has good insurance.
I've lived in the area for about 10 years as well.
Wait, is swipe right to throw them away? I can't remember. Those fucking dating apps. See, this one's showing what's behind me over here. Those are great TVs. Maybe I kick this one outside. sell it on Facebook.
We don't always get them here in Pasadena, but this was different.
I think we've had them in the fall.
It's a pretty good kick.
Previous years.
Sweet!
In December, I saw my fire
Go get the fuck out of here.
on my patio, and I thought, oh, I can put that away now. I mean, here it is, January, and
Oh well.
having still Santa Ana's. It's just bizarre. Definitely the weather has just changed.
Yeah,
Must be global warming. Go ahead and mention global warming, idiot.
Dozens of homes lost. Is that your estimation as well from what you've seen? And
Looking for some correspondence with the code on it? What's happening?
I think we rebound as a community by just thinking positively.
Steal dirty undies? Question mark. Profit.
You think we're done right now? The wind is calming down a bit, but it keeps picking.
Look at that. Are you fucking serious? Look at that. It's the path of the fire. No, it's the path of this outbreak in LA. Learning to spot the signs. Some interesting stuff in here.
This is Kathy, one of the residents here in Upper Hastings Ranch, just kind of taking everything in.
See if I can zoom up a little bit on that. I could practically read that.
It'd be really nice if this was the end of it, but we have seen it at times do this and then pick back up again.
Lauren Ipsum color si amet. It's French. Into the abyss. That's English.
But more often than not, they just keep driving. There seems
God
to be a
damn.
lack of water.
Everything is made in Canada.
Some residents, two
There we go.
houses down I spoke to just before Kathy, they said they stayed and they were using their garden hoses, and it just wasn't enough. I'll tell you this.
It's gonna be one of these dudes. You know they're gonna wake up, right?
Kathy, when you see this,
Who am I looking for?
how do you feel about that?
Find Hicks.
And thankful for all of those firefighters who are out here doing a great
No,
job.
it's gonna be Michael Bean.
Can't be reasoned with. He doesn't feel pity or remorse or fear.
Which is good to see. The governor earlier today was over on the west side in Palisades in Malibu, assessing the situation there long before this fire even started. Let's just hope again that this is the end of the event.
Another fucking Asian? Good brothers in here. There's some unzombified side boob.
This is Den Air Street, just off
Mediocre.
Rexford is right over here. It just depends. Some homes are still standing, but a lot of them up here north of Allegria have burned. We'll send it back to you.
Okay, Mark, thank you. Thank you for that interview with Kathy. We're thinking about her
In
and
a
the
bad
entire
Tom
community of
turn?
the Upper Hastings Ranch.
What?
The nearby community of La Cañada, Flint
Who's
Ridge,
this guy?
also impacted. We just got this into our newsroom. An evacuation
Whoa.
order has been issued
Shoo.
for parts of La Cañada, Flint Ridge due to
See your
severe wind and
spine.
conditions that we've
It's
of course,
holding
been
your
reporting
back.
all morning. The ongoing fire. Residents in affected zones should evacuate immediately. So this
Hicks?
is far-reaching.
Yeah, it's spread over.
Are you Hicks?
Near JPL, they're telling people to be
He was born with big gums.
We want to show you some
Better tuck that lip in and get cut on the tripwire. Hicks. Hey, Hicks. Nah, he's fucking tripping on that wacky tobacco again. Zippity zap, whatever they call that street drug, makes you fucking zone out. Hicks! Your glandular issues are concerning.
But keep in mind, we have 3 major
Look at
fires,
that.
all of them threatening major population centers. So there are a lot of resources out
He's
there,
straight.
but still, it's not enough. And that video really
Original
shows
release,
what they're trying
Cyberpunk
to do,
2077.
anything they can do.
It's a black Jesus.
These fires down. The wind has just been relentless.
Holy shit. I have snapped you out of your reverie.
Perspective of those 3 fires where they're burning. This all
Always looking for a handout on Jimmy.
Palisades. That was the first
Obviously, that's not Hicks.
Next,
Because his name's Jimmy.
Eaton fire that is burning in Altadena, Hastings Ranch, Sierra Madre, Pasadena, and then we have the Hurst fire that is also burning this morning in Sylmar. So those are the 3 major fires that
It's
we have
just
our
sending me
eyes
the
on this
shitters.
morning.
I'm always curious, of course,
The
how
fuck are
these
you,
fires
Hicks?
start, because they don't start themselves, obviously. And when you look
This
at
is
the
just weird.
Palisades fire, where it started along a hiking trail in the
Are you not
wilderness area
dead? Is he
of
still alive?
And I know firefighters are going to be taking
In the
a real close
glitch
look
that
at
he's
that.
in?
It
No,
doesn't
he's
look like
not
there are
alive
power
now.
lines nearby,
Jesus!
so
Fucking hole in one. Here!
I don't know.
Here!
Again, they don't start
I told you.
themselves.
Always look in the bathroom. There's toilet games.
Sadly, somebody starting a fire.
That's what I told having your head up your ass.
It's been a really rough morning so far, and we still have
Typical
a long way to go.
jarhead.
right now, this firestorm across Southern California. 3 major wildfires burning right now, fueled by power.
Lieutenant Dan.
That first fire breaking out yesterday morning.
Oh, you're a juicy, tough one.
In Malibu as well, parts of Santa Monica under evacuation.
But you got promoted to officer because you did ROTC. Bookworm, trophy earned. And that's just cheating, kid. No real-world experience.
And then a brush fire broke out in Eaton Canyon. It's exploded in size, forcing mandatory evacuations in the Altadena.
Well, speaking French again.
So far, it has burned more than 2,000 acres.
And a third
Fucking
fire also broke out in Sylmar
European.
last night around 10:30. It is a fast-moving fire at last check. It had burned more than
Seriously, who the fuck talks out of their nose?
So again, the fire is still burning. The winds are still blowing. Do you want to check with Leslie Lopez now to get the latest on those winds?
Yeah, let's check in now with Leslie Lopez.
Hey, good morning. You know, yes, we do have
Alley-oop.
wind, and we have the fire.
Oh, shit.
All across Southern California. Hey, if you were listening just a minute ago to some of the people that have been talking, we've been discussing Santa Ana's. When do Santa Ana's happen?
Stop it.
How often are they around? They're here in Southern California.
Just stop talking.
Really, for many,
Women.
many months out of the year. But some of the peak Santa Ana winds do happen in December.
Thank God I got hit it with something like that. Two on the way down. Look at you, sand boy.
January with Santa Ana winds. We just associate it with wind in general. The reason being is we often
I need to do this.
some heat.
I don't really need to do it.
Humidity, but we do have cold Santa Ana.
It's optional, you
and
see.
they often do happen during December and January, and this is when we see some of the strongest winds. December and January here in Southern California from Santa Ana winds. So I know that's a little confusing, just because we do often experience hot, dry Santa
That's right.
Anas,
I'm a rapper.
I make up imaginary words
winter, but again, it
to
really
make it
is
fit.
December, January when the strongest of the Santa Anas do arrive here in Southern California. As far as the
He's going for the 30.
vegetation that we
The
have,
20.
I mean,
The
just about
oh,
any
damn.
rainfall. This is since September.
The cranial drama.
Starts right as we get into October.
It's good.
1st, but we are really at a huge departure.
That's what I call
We've had
my
trace
brains
amounts
seeing
of rain,
light of day.
107-inch
All right, they
rain
weren't
through
joking.
Southern California. The best that we've seen, Santa
We
Barbara,
got some
which is north of
linebackers
us, they got a
here.
little over half
Rather
an inch
deceiving
since
with their
September.
abilities.
So it's been very, very dry all across Southern California, even before September 1st. We have not seen
What?
rain here.
Why? But why?
California for 8 months. So that puts our fuel moisture content at a very dry level. You throw in a high pressure center like the dome that's been sitting over Southern California for the last few
Yeah, but I
months,
live.
and then an area of low
I
pressure
live
that
still.
created an opportunity
Oh, don't jump.
tightening of our pressure
Jump right
gradients
there,
to
anyway.
produce one of the strongest Santa Anas that we've seen this season, which is happening right now, to create
Yeah.
an opportunity for some of the strongest
Oh, I
winds
just love
we've seen all
those.
season long, and it's happening through areas of Los Angeles, Santa Ana, out towards our inland
Hey,
empire. It's even extending
catch.
down to San Diego
Whoa,
County.
fucking
And so the
cheap
Santa Ana
bastard.
winds are here,
What a
and
jump
they're
scare.
funneling through our canyons and passes, and if you are below a canyon, if you're below a pass, especially
Cost
some
me
of those
one
coastal,
round.
areas where we're seeing
I'm
those
taking your
coastal
gallbladder for that one.
that's really
And you're
just a
not
dangerous
getting it back.
location for Santa Ana winds and fires to break out. This is
Gallbladder
over
acquired.
Looking out towards the Sylmar fire, you can see that glow off into the distance. Then you head out towards Glendale. This camera's fastened onto our building. You're looking out into Pasadena, and you can see that the glow is there. It's shifting a
There
little
we
bit.
go.
Now, once the sun comes up, which is here in a few short minutes, you're going to see a burst of wind pick up. It's going to be a short period, about 30 minutes, where the winds are going to enhance. I mean, they're still very strong, but they're going to enhance even stronger for a brief period here this morning. And then they'll stay where they will remain through about noon, which is still around 35 to 40 mile per hour wind gusts. Red flag warning conditions are around Southern California. There are 50 mile per hour
Right
wind
in the
gusts
fupa.
out in our higher elevation, so that does prevent our aircraft
Right in the
from
cultural
blowing off the
appropriation.
airspace. So unfortunately, they're fastened to the ground.
God
at the moment
damn.
and unable to assist the firefighting effort from the sky. So right now, we're still looking at 30 to 40 mile per hour winds, gusts
That
about
bitch is pokey.
85
I'm gonna
miles per
use you
hour.
as a
85
human
miles per
fucking
hour.
pineapple
That's
bomb,
gonna be
man.
high elevation, tops of the ridges, and then this is over near the Palisades area. Continuing through about noon is when we expect to see those 40 at times 50 mile per hour wind gusts continue forward. And then if you were heading out towards the Sylmar area, still looking at 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts at times in this particular spot. And then you're heading out towards areas
Head
closer
pop
to
up.
Pasadena at the ridge
Lady
tops, 50
lob
mile
up.
per hour wind gusts. But right now I'm still looking at about 56 mile per hour winds through the area.
My part-time as a gun reloader. Ah,
Of this type of wind.
it's part-time, I tell you.
We'll have gusts that really are very strong for anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes. They back off a little bit. They come back.
Sneaky
2 to 5
bitch.
minute period
of strong gusty conditions, and then they back off for a time. And so this will be the case all the way through noon before we see a nice drop-off in terms of wind speeds. Now, the winds, and that's even higher than it was just a moment ago. Fillmore, 53 mile per hour wind gusts. 46
Yeah, right there.
there into Malibu. So again, we're going to see a little increase, I think, through this early morning when the sun starts to come up, and then it'll stay right about 56 for Pasadena through about noon. I'm hoping to see that drop
56 mile an hour wind sustained through the day. Holy crap. It just got worse.
And unfortunately, I don't anticipate these wind speeds to change much.
God
Get to your lunch
damn
hour.
it. Talk about being all you can be.
More confidence will build for aerial support once we get into your lunch hour and then off into the early evening hours. We're seeing about 20 mile per hour winds.
Oh, Jesus.
And that is,
Early
again,
evening,
best
the wind's
window of
slow.
opportunity. In the first window of opportunity,
And then at night, it picks up again. Just, it slows for a minute. That's what I'm getting out of that.
Be able to get out earlier. This is over in the Altadena, Pasadena area. Anywhere from 8 to 9 o'clock.
I just love that.
Support there. But again, it just really is dependent
Yes.
upon how these winds are going to go in some of these particular spots. And the overall driving wind
I get by with a little help from your friends.
pressure that is moving out of the way, moving out towards Texas. High pressure building back in. We do
Oh,
have some
God
wind velocities
damn it.
that are continuing forward through tonight. They're going to pick up again through tomorrow morning. Then they're going to
Kojak, motherfucker.
tomorrow.
Glandular things.
Night into Friday morning, and then we're going to see the winds back off. Now, they're not going to be as strong as they are right now. We're considering this period,
Semper Fidelis.
this moment off into about noon as the peak winds. And then
Ah.
we're going to see those peak winds at least go down.
Don't want to be in a foxhole with you.
Bursts later on tonight, but not nearly as strong as where we got right now. Los Angeles, Inland Orange County,
Jeez.
73, 74, and then we're back down to 66 on Saturday. I do have more Santa Anas, unfortunately, to discuss. Sunday into Monday, we're looking at a new
Drink
Santa
something,
Ana
anything.
Tuesday. I think this is considered a moderate Santa Ana. So moderate Santa Ana winds will be returning to the area, not as strong as what we're experiencing right now. Right now, we're considering this a strong to extreme Santa Ana. Then
I
we
will
head
not
out towards
survive
the
this
valleys.
encounter.
Inland Empire today at 72. Look at the warmer temperatures on Friday, 77. But we will have the winds backing off, returning again on Sunday to 30 miles per hour, returning again on Tuesday to 45 miles per hour. And I don't have any rain in sight. So now we're talking about 10 to 14 days
Oh,
of no rain again.
take that,
Extending our period
baby
here
elephant,
of
or
dry
whatever.
weather throughout Southern California. 67 degrees out for the coastline today. It's going to be 60 on your Saturday. Then you head out to the mountains. It's back to 49, very dry in our mountains. We have a lot of terrain in the mountains. I mean, if you're looking out towards
Yikes.
the terrain that we're dealing with in
I could have done without that
Fillmore,
geophysics.
we need those firefighting aircraft to go up. 58 degrees out towards the desert, 60 on your Thursday.
Are they just
and then we'll see
coming and coming
winds return Sunday on into
like a
Tuesday.
bukkake fest?
Back over your way, John and Rachel.
Okay, Leslie.
It's my jaw. Holy. This quarantine zone is full. She's not joking. How will this become plausible? Oh, I can't do it. I've got to go in that hallway. Join your friends for a moment here. There's got to be something back here. This is the booty for the looty zone. Oh, I knew it. Just knew it. Get the loot. Give him the boot. Going for it.
Being told, be prepared to go get out if you have to.
And we've been reminding viewers all morning, download the free ABC7 Los Angeles app if you haven't already. I've been in
Come
contact
on.
with a cousin of mine in Altadena.
Come the fuck
Her power
on.
is out, so that of course means no TV, no internet.
God,
She's
fucking had to
Rachel,
die
am
when
I in
the
an
airlift
evacuation
was
zone?
loading or
So this
something.
is the ABC7
Airlock.
Los
Did it say
Angeles app.
airlock?
This will help you know your status. Are you under evacuation order? Are you under an evacuation warning? And of course, you can watch our newscasts live.
Yeah, even if the power goes out, it's
He knows we're in a fucking game. Kudos, buddy. Welcome to the club. Ah!
Okay, we want to check in on some video from earlier this morning. ABC News correspondent Matt Gutman covering these fires for us, and it gives us a sense of just how dangerous.
Just falling out of the sky like wannabe starlets and groupies.
To have it?
Wow.
Yeah, that's Matt Gutman. He's getting ready to do a live
Yeah.
a loud pop behind him. We
A
don't know what it
kick.
was, if it was you know, a car tire popping.
You'll die.
Certainly, there's a lot of hazardous material in a home.
Oh, yeah.
Like this for people to be careful about. And that just gives you a sense of how bad it can be for people.
And John, the
All
first
right,
thing we said when we
Sigourney
saw each
Weaver.
other this morning at 3 in the morning was, we didn't get any sleep.
Right.
Because you hear all of the things that are happening outside. The wind, obviously, so loud, and it's moving around furniture. It's breaking trees.
Well, you live in Pasadena.
And I live in Pasadena.
You're in Ground Zero, and I live in Santa Clarita, which is also
The final gauntlet. Take the final section of Quarantine Corridor to Santa Monica.
It started by me around 8 or 9 in the evening, and
Monica?
Never stopped.
Santa Monica.
No one is getting much of any sleep right now.
And if you are getting on the freeways, also keep in mind, it's dangerous driving out there. There's a lot of stuff flying around. Your car may get pushed around. You want to stay away from a big rig or other high-profile vehicle, because we've seen at least one today flip over in these high winds. So, yeah, stay home if you can. If you're not in an evacuation zone, stay home and just hunker down.
And we appreciate all of the comments and the interaction on social media.
What the
So
fuck?
many of you have been visiting our
That
social
would've meant to
media
do it all.
pages, leaving comments. Here are a few from Instagram. One of our viewers wrote, straight out an apocalypse movie.
Yeah. And that's not just in one location. We have 3 big fires going. Andrea, to each and every worker assisting the elderly evacuate, thank you. We did see people being evacuated.
I think that's going back, though. I don't want to go in there just yet.
Folks helping them out was great
Or
to
maybe
see.
I do. We'll find out. Ah!
We are literally going through a nightmare right now, praying for everyone and our city.
Yeah, so this is from Hondo. It's crazy to see not more than 12 hours ago that there were people underestimating this wind and storm. I don't think you saw that here. Leslie Lopez was
We got some bonus objectives up there.
a very powerful and dangerous event.
Brooke wrote, this is heartbreaking.
Looks
Prayers
like
for the
looting booty to
firefighters,
me.
first responders, and people affected by this. And yeah, John, we were saying yesterday when we left the station yesterday morning, we could see the winds were ferocious already. We hadn't even reached peak winds, so we knew at that point we were in big trouble.
And that's in Glendale.
Yeah.
And, you know, we saw big trees come down in Glendale right by our station. So that was just a preview of what was to come. And we're still going through, by the way. The winds have not really died down that much, if at all. And according to Leslie, we're going to see more winds through at least noon today before they actually start to really back off. So it's going to be a long stretch for us.
Let's check back in with Irene Cruz live in Pacific Palisades, covering one of the 3 major fires this morning.
Irene,
Yeah, Rachel, John, we're in
I've got one shoe
The
on.
wind has died down slightly. I mean, an hour ago.
Somebody get her another shoe.
The winds were really pushing around the smoke, pushing around the embers, pushing around me. So it's calmed
Pushing
down
around
just a
Irene?
bit, but it flares up here and there.
She reams and sways.
Major gusts. I do want to mention that I was off air with my photographer for
She
just a few
weebles and
minutes
she wobbles, but she don't fall down.
We had to move our live truck. I mean, it's hard to find a
Ah!
place to park in
That was a slow trap, damn.
because you're seeing fire after fire after fire pop up, and there's no safe spot to keep your live truck from catching fire. Let's give you some
Loads of
visuals of
fire,
what
she
we're seeing
said.
this morning
No,
in
another
this
one.
neighborhood.
Oh, this is sprinklers. All right, this is another trap.
Over here that was up in flames, so we're seeing blue flames at one
Yep.
point. That has
Yep.
really died down, and we're
We
just
can
seeing
kill
the
this
metal
water.
framework left of this structure barely hanging on here. But what's really active so far this morning is the home next door that caught fire. We watched it catch fire, and now it is
all of it.
cinders. It is rubble. It has collapsed in
Oh,
on
I made
itself.
it out just
And
barely.
it is tough
Still
to
holding
see
it.
because
Quite a charge.
that is someone's
God
home,
damn
and
static
it is
electricity.
no more. It has been leveled. The orange hazy glow over this neighborhood has died down, and I think that has to do with the winds not being so strong anymore. This home across the street as well, also dying down in terms of the flame height and the smoke. So the conditions are improving slightly, but we are seeing embers still picking up into the air. So with these
Yeah,
fires,
don't be
it's
pulling
very
that switch now.
unpredictable. You never know. You think that things are calming down, things
Oh.
are really laying down in terms of flames, and then all
Oh,
of a sudden
no.
it will pick back up, and then you'll see
God damn it.
multiple structures catching fire, brush. I mean, this row of palm trees, I saw some embers
TNT
catching
flying
on them as well
willy-nilly.
earlier, but we'll just have to see how this neighborhood plays out. This is Huntington
Oh,
Palisades,
physics.
and in terms of air quality, as you can imagine, it is incredibly hazy and smoky and very difficult to breathe. I was having a really hard time.
You're having a hard time breathing in the smoke?
They were burning
Genius.
and getting watery from all the smoke and the debris.
Really? I thought it was because you're chopping onions.
So
this isn't the kitchen.
not great in terms of that.
It's
you can
maybe
see
Hell's Kitchen.
building right here. It looks like we do have some new
Oh, I got
active
another
flames
one.
and some black plumes of smoke that are rising. And like I mentioned
Black
earlier,
plumes
it's
rising.
just active fire after active fire, spots popping up, and that's why you don't necessarily see all these fire crews at these active areas, because there's just so many. There's so many hot spots that they're trying to take down, and they can't necessarily get as many crews as they'd like at each spot. So that's why we're seeing multiple structures being damaged and destroyed this morning, John and Rachel.
Irene, we see a few people behind you. It's difficult to see. I'm hoping those are first responders, but can you let us know? Are those emergency responders or are those neighbors, homeowners?
Actually, there are news crews, so there are several crews out here who are covering this. I have seen a few fire crews before going through this neighborhood from different jurisdictions. So, I mean, we saw someone from San Luis Obispo passing through here. The Governor's Office of Emergency Services passing through here. CAL FIRE, different jurisdictions.
I'm not in the military, you are, love. Now bite me. I mean, no, don't bite me. I've had enough of that lately. Crikey. Fucking Steve Irwin all of a sudden.
They should have been evacuated. This is not a safe place for families to have stayed. And right now we're not seeing any of those residents.
Enough of your female empowerment talk, darling. Sell me stuff you've been hoarding. You horticulturalist.
All of PCH is on fire right now.
High caliber.
Fierce wind.
Just like me.
Power lines. Power poles toppled over.
All right.
Things are exploding.
So many fuses.
Gas lines are on fire.
Never paying for health, though. Don't ever pay for health.
Are coming
It is provided.
back over PCH or being
The
blown
locust
by fierce
fall.
winds. It is like driving through hell itself down here.
Damn Skippy. Looks like it, too.
This is madness down here. These homes are on fire, and you can feel the heat from the flames even from inside your car. It is
El Paso,
insane.
Texas. Ain't looking too hot. Hot like a fever.
That is definitely what we are seeing throughout the region here this morning. It's tough to see, but there's so much damage. And I mean, earlier I just saw some power lines that were just hanging, as we did hear from the eyewitness that she saw as well. And we also are feeling the heat from those flames,
It
especially
came
when that
from
wind
Monarch
kicks up and it starts
Studios.
to grow. So we are trying our best to be very safe out here, but again,
Bring it
not a
on
good
backstage.
place for any families to have stayed in this neighborhood.
And Irene, that video really gives you a sense of how big this fire is and the areas it's impacting, because you're quite a distance from PCH, and that looks like it's a significant damage right along the coast highway there. Boy, really hard to watch that. Okay, Irene Cruz, thanks for that.
Now we want to talk about the evacuation centers, because so many people impacted by this. Emergency shelters
All you
are
could
open
eat.
for Angelenos who have
Buffet
been
on the beach.
evacuated due to these devastating
That's
wildfires.
an
For those
undercooked
affected by the
luau.
Palisades fire, that is where Irene is. You can head to the Westwood Recreation Center. That is on South Sepulveda Boulevard. For those impacted by the Hurst fire burning in Sylmar, the Richie Valens Recreation Center on Laurel Canyon Boulevard is open.
I'm going.
And anyone evacuated by the Eaton fire can head to the
telling you what to
Pasadena
do,
Convention
don't ya?
Center. It is on Green Street across from the Paseo.
And more
Yeah,
evacuation
here.
warnings have been issued.
Soup up
Just
something.
recently, we had the one in La Cañada Flintridge.
Utgrad.
So more people should consider these locations if you're trying to escape these flames and the smoke.
Fire damage.
We want to go to Jaysha Patel.
Caustic
She's on
damage.
the fire, and boy, we've seen some devastating scenes
Melting
from
effect.
Jaysha. That nursing
Shit.
home that went up in flames. Also a Jewish community center. Jaysha, what's the latest?
John, Rachel, you know, when people say apocalyptic, that's exactly what it feels out here. I mean, we have fire on all sides around us. Right behind me, that's an assisted living facility. You can see it is completely in flames. It looks very different from when we first arrived here because a portion of this building actually has completely collapsed. I mean, more than 2,200
Liquidator melting effect.
how fast
And
this
melt 'em.
fire has spread in a
Range 'em.
matter of hours. And we've definitely seen the devastation in this community all morning. You're looking at the terraces at Park Marino. That's an assisted living facility. People had to evacuate
Maybe if I could do that
last
one
night
with a
in
shotgun, this might be
wheelchairs
working.
and beds, rushing to get out. We can even see some blue flames from where we're standing right now, which means gas lines could definitely be broken. And then earlier, we were at the Pasadena Jewish Temple and Center, which is just a few miles away. Multiple areas on that property have been burning for hours, and a firefighter on scene there told me that they were actually going to knock down a portion that was still standing, but majority of that temple and center looked like complete rubble on the ground. Now, right now, if we pan over to my right, we're at Two Palms Nursing Center. I mean, you could just see these flames shooting out of the roof. Across the street, even some palm trees were catching on fire, but firefighters immediately extinguished those flames because, you know, as we've talked about, I think, John, you mentioned when palm trees catch on fire, they're like torches. So firefighters definitely wanted to prevent that fire from spreading.
Torch.
We're going to walk down here.
A palm tree. Yeah, those guys drop shit for a whole block.
And this is
The
really
wind's
just
going.
heartbreaking to see here. I mean, there are wheelchairs and there are beds that have been completely abandoned here. So you could just imagine how scary
Yummy
the situation
glands.
was for everyone that had to immediately evacuate. Last night, people rushing out of the building. The smoke here is still very heavy.
Whoa,
and
Jesus Christ.
and makes it hard to see at times, to breathe, and it's impossible
God damn area techs, give me a break.
because of how bad conditions in the air quality are. The gusts here in the Altadena and Pasadena area are incredibly strong. I've mentioned this all morning. I've covered hurricanes on the Gulf Coast for 2 years before I moved to LA.
Oops.
And at times,
Too
winds feel like
zealous.
a Category 2 hurricane, but without the rain. I mean, it just feels like a big vortex of fire. Sometimes these gusts will just will not stop. The National Weather Service has warned and called this windstorm destructive and life-threatening. That's exactly what we have seen here.
I'm gonna go for the meat. Shut the hell up, Celine Dion. The spitting cobra. Well, this in-game card game for my abilities.
Right, absolutely devastating to see these communities go up in flames and disheartening. We've been talking with Jay Shaw all night.
Vivisection.
The news never stops. We are here in Israel, a nation at war.
Hurricane Helene screaming across the state, and that's why ABC News Live never stops.
Taking you to the center of the story as news breaks.
Those would be fun.
ABC News Live is there for you all morning live, right there. As events unfold across
Spitting
the day,
cobra.
breaking down the day's top stories.
Hold R1 in fear mode to bomb a caustic bile. Oh, okay, I got you.
And ABC News Live lighting up the weekend.
Run the final gauntlet. Is this the end of the game, I wonder?
Mystery.
No doubt.
Betrayal. Live.
Anything I should know? Any more detail? Numbers, sizes? I mean, I can wing it, but rabbit soup, I'm in up.
Combat Operations Center. We're approaching the gate. Militants came in from... Ismail? David.
Is America's most watched newscaster.
Blazing a trail of destruction. And hangnails.
We are all here to help them. We're going to make this happen.
That's going to be infected for sure.
We have 96 hours to build a house. Come on, guys, it's moving day. Let's go.
Come on. I heard the Marines had the hardest basic training. Kill them all.
This was Extreme Life Makeover. Extreme Makeover Home Edition. Thursday on ABC and stream on Hulu.
For the record, your name is Xavier Collins.
Oh. Damn. I'm glad I got a view on that.
Agent Collins, have a seat. I walked the president to his room.
His fucking injured cry is hilarious.
I found him lying next to his bed.
Did you kill him?
No.
As a part of you happy that Cal is dead?
Just been playing with you fools. Whoa. It's supposed to be a peacemaker. Now, make peace. of you everywhere.
Hi, I'm Diane Macedo. We have breaking news here on ABC News Live. First, catastrophic wildfires are tearing through Southern California. 3 major fires are sweeping across Los Angeles, destroying everything in their paths and forcing thousands to evacuate.
Everything is catching fire here. What we just seen, 4 or 5 houses go up over the past few minutes here.
Life-threatening winds are fueling those fires, threatening iconic landmarks, ripping through a famous...
Today on Ultimate Extreme Challenge.
The fire is being fueled by a combination of strong winds and surrounding topography, which is making it extremely challenging.
Say extreme again.
People there describe the scene as apocalyptic. Right now, the fires are all...
Oh, damn, I tried to dash or something and I was out of
and they're
juice.
also spreading at an unprecedented speed.
Unprecedented speed is what I need.
And then all the cars were abandoned, so I had
Oh, she got a poor puppy dog with her.
car and start walking.
Yeah, they had to bulldoze piles and piles of cars that were left. Well, there were piles of cars when they were done bulldozing them, but people left their cars on the road, so they had to use bulldozers to move them so people could get through. Fucking idiots, dude. Drive your car to the fucking side, you pathetic fucking losers.
Extreme winds are helping fuel the out-of-control flames that have forced tens of thousands to evacuate. Those flames are so intense and moving so quickly, many people were forced to abandon their cars while trying to get out of the area.
Forced to abandon. Yeah, you had to leave them in the middle of the road like that.
You don't just see the smoke, you can actually see the flames of these wildfires from space.
God damn it.
At least 3 major wildfires are burning across the LA region. At last check, all 0% contained. ABC News Chief National Correspondent
All
Matt Goodman
0% contained.
of the Palisades.
Except for these motherfuckers. They're very well contained. You're all in my fucking personal space, actually. Hazard pay. Excellent. Get my bennies. No tax on overtime.
Pacific Palisades, one of the wealthiest in the country. It was fueled by historic winds, burning at a rate of 5 football fields.
Oh my goodness, couldn't even heal fast enough. No, I'm healing. Well, no, I'm not healing. I was totally toasting my nougats.
And the air, but the fire exploding everywhere, seemingly at once. Firefighters and locals overwhelmed.
All right, dude. Yeah, let's get out of here. We tried, bro. I'm sorry.
Tanner and his friend Orly racing to escape the home, surrounded by flames.
How do I get out of here?
Rabbit soup.
A Santa Ana wind event the National Weather Service called the worst in over a decade, turbocharging the fire.
The fire is being fueled by a combination of strong winds and surrounding topography, which is making it extremely challenging for our personnel that are assigned to this incident.
Everything is catching fire here.
Kill them all.
Shrubs, trees, houses.
Mop them up.
Smoke.
Let God sort them out.
But who's going to clean your toilet, Donald Trump?
The entire area here looks apocalyptic.
And that wildfire
Not that bitch. He's not gonna peel potatoes anymore either. Yes, dude. More. Not yet. Okay, now.
A commercial aircraft flying over the area, capturing the magnitude of the massive fire.
The homeowners are saying they're unable to access.
Oh my god. I gotta keep using my health because I've got fucking 4. And I keep letting it die. My cloned Tyrone.
But that made it impossible for firefighters to enter the fire zone, so the fire department bulldozer had to push dozens of the abandoned vehicles out of the way. This is Sunset Boulevard, right in the heart of Pacific Palisades, and all of these cars, including us at one point, were stuck in this gridlock. And in order for firefighters to actually get to the fires, they had to carve a path. And so a bulldozer literally shoved all of these cars to the side. You can see the bumpers ripped off, the scratches along the vehicles here. There's glass in the roadway. Dozens of homes obliterated by the flames as residents trying to flee. Flames inching up.
Gingivitis causes 95% of all tooth decay.
125,000 priceless artifacts at risk. On Malibu Beach,
Ooh, couldn't have got a better shot of that.
The ocean right there, but not close
There's your
enough
fucking
to save
Freedom
homes and
Award.
businesses along the Pacific Coast Highway. The wreck is
Ferguson family hosing down what they can before clearing the area, taking with them the hope that their home might be safe.
I started to hose off the home,
Yes.
hose down all of the shrubbery and the trees and bushes.
I can't even make it. You guys ain't making it. I've been doing this all wrong.
Let them come to me. If you set it on fire, they will come.
Comedic actor Josh Gad taking to Instagram.
If you promise Beyonce concerts,
They will come. There's no Beyonce. Well, she won't be singing anyway, sorry.
Helping his neighbors to safety.
And no free car for you.
That's a good moment for you to help out in your community.
And Matt Gutman joins us live now from Pacific Palisades.
I need
and Matt, what's the latest
convergence. Converge yourselves, fools.
Pretty apocalyptic, Diane. We've been driving up and down Sunset Boulevard, the iconic boulevard known for its
Have I gotten to kill them all scene yet? I don't think so. I think they'll just keep coming. But pretty orange lights and such. No, I think I did. I think I did because now the exploders are coming out. Fuck yes, dude. Fuck yes.
There has been a bit of a lull in the wind. I mean, it's gusting a little bit right now, but before it was at 20, 30 miles per hour. And
Shoo yourselves into the flame.
downtown Pacific Palisades,
Well, my shoes. My shoes, you in the flame. You get it? Got it? Good.
to try to get ahead of the fire, trying to save some of the structures still there, including one pretty famous high-end mall.
Yes.
But right now, they're just overmatched. The wind here is so ferocious and has been so ferocious. It's casting embers hundreds of yards, even miles, down the street, down wherever. And
No,
shit. And they just can't
Thank God I got that explosion mod.
the pervasive terror that millions of people, Diane, are experiencing in LA County right now. They don't know where the next fire is going to start because of these winds, and they're set to persist for hours through today, even until early tomorrow morning. Everybody's afraid it's going to happen in their neighborhood, and right now, seeing these neighborhoods in Pacific Palisades in the dark over the past 4 hours, I can tell you that there are many, many dozens of homes, possibly hundreds of homes destroyed, as well as the bulk of downtown Pacific Palisades, one of the wealthiest enclaves in the entire country, Diane.
And Matt, I don't know if we have a clip of this, but I was watching your feed before, and I saw you
You're watching his feet? It's usually the other way around, buddy.
Just for our viewers, Matt, you cover war zones, you've covered a ton of fires. It takes a lot to startle you. What happened there?
He got startled. She's asking about getting scared.
Basically, everywhere you go, propane tanks are exploding. We saw a cache of ammunition explode yesterday. People have fireworks in their homes, but the biggest bangs are propane tanks. And some people have big propane tanks for those things go bang, and it's pretty scary. So if you're out here for more than a couple of minutes, you will start hearing things go. And I just want to tell you a personal anecdote. Yesterday, last night, coming back from this fire here.
Come here, guys.
I was driving home, and just 300 yards from my house, there was
Walk into my flames.
caused by an ember that had been cast, and firefighters luckily put it out pretty quickly. But you know, you don't know in Los Angeles where this fire is going to hit next, and that is what makes this event so unique.
Oh, why couldn't it have been the fucking armored guys?
County, the most populous
Okay, I can't stop
in the country.
zombies from coming. They just keep coming.
Millions of people affected by this particular fire.
It's like there's a public school in California nearby, just churning these idiots out.
You know, take your stuffed animals, your toothbrush, enough clothes for 3 days, and be ready to get out. That's what everybody is going through.
Gotta beat the armor off of them first.
Los Angeles, Diane.
And Matt, we actually do have that clip. I just want to play it quickly for our viewers and then get your reaction on the back end.
Everybody get some. It's a crisis, you see. Everybody must share.
Oh my God, Pete, are you serious? Oh, that was the hissing.
It just goes to show that, you know, this really is an active developing story while you're on it.
Diane, yeah.
What the hell just happened?
That's right. I mean, so what you were seeing there was it looked like it appeared to be a gas main that was just hissing. And, you know, there are so many hazards when you're dealing with a fire like this. And this is what the many
More true to life in video games every day. Art imitates life and life imitates art.
trees that could fall down because they've been on fire. There's snags in the road just driving up Sunset Boulevard. It's so beautiful and pristine. There are trees down and branches
Ocean
and
Avenue.
they call them snags, which are basically tree stumps that are on fire.
Well, I'm sure it's not on fire over here.
Like a blast furnace.
So we'll be safe at
all
least.
Of these hazards that they have to contend with, and
sometimes it sounds like this was supposed to be in this game. The description of the destruction scene.
What makes this fire so different from the many other you've covered before?
Well, this has been fun. Thanks for tuning in to Gamer of a Gun Nature as we watch LA burn in the background.
We're not supposed to have this kind of
Told you I'd start putting dates on my videos, and again, January 8th, 2025. LA is burning like crazy all over the Palisades, Malibu.
The winds coming from the northeast have just blasted through here. It has been so dry here in Southern California. We haven't had any significant rainfall since May, and that has made all the shrubbery around houses like this and up in the hills just behind us
You know how I feel about foliage and games. I love foliage. But yeah, they should have been trimming that back, don't you think?
And also, we are talking about one of the most populated places in the country.
Yeah, populated with Democratic assholes. That's why I'm over here laughing my ass off, breathing filter fresh air. This is biblical. This is God punishing you stupid asses for trying to send us all to real hell on earth. You fucktards. You reap what you sow. I hope he gives you $250 each for your loss.
And let's bring in ABC News Chief Meteorologist Ginger Z for more on that. Ginger, I know more dangerous winds. I said Ginger. I combined ginger and danger. But you can see where I'm
Gingers are danger.
More dangerous winds are expected in that area today.
Gingers.
So walk us through what you're seeing right now.
Right, and so I think Matt laid it out pretty well there. This is an event, a type of wind event that we see about every decade. But you pair that with what has been only 0.16 inches of rain since May 6th. So in 8 months, basically no rain. And now, if you remember, last year this time, I was in flooding in Los Angeles. There's
maybe I don't want to go in there.
Season, so that combination is a big part of the problem. So yes, we've got the big winds, and they're still ongoing for the next couple of hours at least until tonight when things start to get a little better. But let me show you what the setup was and why it was so bad. That high pressure system is a 4 corners high. That's what gives us Santa Ana winds often.
It's no Assassin's Creed water.
Right next to it, it
creates jaggy. What the fuck is that big jaggy mark on the bottom?
Pressure gradient
See that?
means the winds kind of squeeze between the two, and then they come over the mountains. And in this situation, they're even called a mountain wave wind event. So it will come over the mountainside, and then it will even kind of sink right toward the surface,
fluoridated water,
making any fire that breaks out unfightable. That's why we've got those wind gusts still today.
151.
80 to 100 miles per hour. We've already seen in the San Gabriel Mountains a verified 99 mile per hour gust. And then they're warning. The San Diego office is now saying, hey, look out, Orange County, all the way back to San Bernardino, because those winds, as the low starts to slide south and east, are going to pick up there. So anybody you see highlighted in that purple area is the next spot. Here, let's time out the winds because we have particularly dangerous situation, red flag warning, up and down Southern California.
Now I got it for real.
Here. But look at the winds by this afternoon. This is Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific Palisades down to 26, San Fernando 31. That's still not good for fighting fires. Los Angeles drops tomorrow morning to only 6 mile per hour winds. On top of that, we talked about dry, right? It's not just dry, foliage dry. We haven't had rain, but it's dry in the air. The relative humidity has been 5 to 10% right now, and by this afternoon, it's still only 9% in Los Angeles. By tomorrow, we start to switch the flow, and some of those bump up.
God bless America.
Dry, really bad fire, danger all the way through the end of this week. But I'd say that the wind, Diane, is the part we really want to see subside, and that does not happen until early tomorrow morning.